Hello and welcome to the Pyroelectric Spark Generator channel. My name's Vanessa and I am your Dungeon Master.
I'm Sava, I play Von Leo. Sorry for that.
I'm Clarissa, I play Alistine.
I'm Lex, I play Joyu.
And I'm Joel, I play Kanai.
And we have a very exciting session tonight. After a week off, we are back to find out what happened to the forest that might have accidentally gotten burnt down last week. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's see. All of our episodes are now up on YouTube, so if you missed that exciting drama last week, go follow us, subscribe, like, comment, do all those things, I guess. But most importantly, see what a mess we made. But with that, let's get started. Okay. Well, welcome back. I believe that Joel volunteered to give us our recap. Can I, in character?
I did.
Why don't you tell us what happened last week?
Of course. Okay. So, in our previous episode, Kanai doesn't say that, but Kanai and Kanai and his friends have arrived at the Lightwood Forest, I believe the villagers call it. And in this forest, Kanai and friends have discovered strange undead creatures and feasting on corpses, and one of them seemed to be able to cast some sort of dark magic. And with some great effort, Kanai and friends slayed this creature and found on its body strange things, a symbol of this dark goddess of disease and poison, along with a strange key in which the party had found a chest nearby. And in this chest, we found a note and a pouch, as well as strange other items, such as a pile of ashes, which Kenai could not be allowed to put into the ground for some reason. The party forbade it. Kenai does not understand, but okay. Afterwards, the party returned to the majestic farm animals that we had left behind deeper in the forest. And there, we were beset by harpies, strange bird folk that Kenai has familiar with and knows to be quite dangerous. And in this fight with harpies, Kenai unleashed a fire spell which struck the woods and caused it to light a flame. And that whereas Kenai learned that fire is not just the meaning or the circle of life, but it is also the cause of death. And Kenai has come to accept now that Kenai's ways are dangerous and that fire must be treated carefully. else Kanai's new friends would also be in danger. But Kanai and friends escaped the fire, and now we sit outside the woods, where Kanai's friend Shueyu has written a note and plans to send it back to Lightwood for to warn them of the fire.
I will say that was interesting timing for Kanai to realize that fire causes death, considering the number of things he has killed with fire.
No, it was
I
just
know,
their
I'm
time
just
to
teasing.
die, and it happened to be by fire. I didn't realize the fire caused the death.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, more accurate, Kanai can be the cause of death, rather than just fire.
Okay.
Kanai's death incarnate.
Oh. Twist!
Kanai.
Clarissa, you weren't supposed to know that yet. Alright, yeah, technically I do believe actually at the end of last session, you all stopped for a short rest to write this note and to, recover a bit, and then continued on, and we just sort of skipped over the note so you guys would have time to write it.
Yes.
But yeah, so Shueyu, I believe, has written the note.
Commander Crowwalker, we believe we have put an end to the creature sending ghouls into Lightwood. Unfortunately, in defending ourselves on our way out, we had a series of unfortunate luck. Kanai, which he has written in his own handwriting, as well as myself, we're using fire magic to defend ourselves, and although we got out, there is now a fire spreading to the northeast that we were unable to contain. Please keep an eye out and stay safe. Zoeyu. And I will attach said note to the leg, I guess, of Simone, and I will repeat to Simone because Simone has the ability to repeat sounds and noises that she has heard. So I will repeat to her, get this note to Commander Crowwalker immediately, and I will send her off. And when she gets there, when she gets to the town hall or the town center, I will have her repeat that to whoever is there. Once she's delivered the note, she will fly over the fires again to see which direction they may be heading.
All right.
I was reading over Joyeu's shoulder as she wrote it, and then tied it up onto her birdmate fly back. And after a moment of silence, write that note as good news, bad news.
I wrote that note as what happened.
Good news, goal's gone. Bad news, so is the rest of the forest.
I don't think that's...
Yeah, I think I'm just
that's quite extreme.
I think I'm just a little shock of this whole ordeal. Humor is my coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I can still ride backseat on the horse with you, right?
For now, I don't think these horses can take us the whole way. There's just two of them now.
That is a detail. I'm not sure if that managed to make it through the recap, but two of the horses
It did not.
ran off. One of them was in not the best shape of its life.
Believe in her.
So
Poor Winnie.
She's a strong soul.
I do believe it was Winnie and Winnie and Mary that
Yes.
ran off, right?
Yeah,
So
we're left
you
with
have
Cheese and
Sally
Sally.
and Cheese left.
Yep.
And they all right, so anything else you want to do before you guys rode off to the edge of the forest? Kind of are in wibbly wobbly time space. All right, I'll take that as a no.
Just silently ride.
All right, right, yes. So you guys left the forest to the west on your 2 horses. After that point... Okay, yeah, so after you guys are finished riding your note, you continue riding for the rest of the day until you made it out of the trees completely. You were just able to get to the edge of the forest with the amount of time you had left in the day. I do believe you all rolled exhaustion, and I don't remember who. Does anyone remember who gained that level of exhaustion?
Did we roll it or did the horses roll it?
The horses rolled it, and maybe it was only the horses. I know that one of the horses had
I
a level of exhaustion.
believe
and then
Cheese was
one
exhausted.
That's probably all that it was. It was probably just the horses then. All right. If no one remembers it, then that's probably what happened. So, let's see. Yeah. So once you've reached the edge of the forest, you're right kind of on the edge of the forest. That's as far as you can make it without pushing it. And one of the horses is already exhausted. So, did you want to stop here, or do you want to try and push it even further?
Yep.
You feel comfortable that the forest, or that the fire will not travel this far, at least in one night.
It will also give us a chance to see if the fire changes directions in the morning. So,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, it might,
Yeah.
for my peace of mind, it'll make me feel a little bit better.
You guys, I mean, you rode almost half a day, so you're probably, I mean, you can get 9 miles or so in that time. You don't see much of the fire from this point. You probably see some of the smoke in the air, would be about what you would see. In this area, you've got a sort of an area, it's more sparsely vegetated terrain, but the terrain you do find here is more like dry brush in nature. You're fairly near a few mountains, which jut out a little ways from the rest of the, would that be east of the rest of the Dragon Spine? That's farther west. The vegetation does start to increase as you go up the mountains, but the spot you're in is more sparse. Would someone like to roll me a nature check to kind of get an idea of, you know, how you feel about the fire at this point? I feel Kenai is an appropriate candidate.
Is it just one of us rolling?
I would say 2 of you can roll, but you can't help or advantage in this kind of check, I don't think.
Okay. It's a mod 20.
Yeah.
I would like to also. Okay. Then. Mine said nat 20. So 24 for nature.
Right. So I did some very scientific research to try and come up with some very good logic for how this fire would spread and how quickly and what you'd be able to see and all these things, and it was very complicated, and so then I just made some stuff up, and so it goes against the very fiber of my being to just be like, well, it's magic, and I want to do the science, guys, but well, it's not winging it, I planned it. But forgive me, it's D&D, so the science is probably not going to work out, but it's going to be more interesting this way, I promise. So, the fun part is that you guys will be rolling for what's happening with the fire, and probably you won't know what happened with your roll until after the fact. Possibly not for a while, but just know in the background. Just like in real life, you wouldn't know either, probably. So, it's great.
Yeah, I'm not a fire expert.
What you do know from that check, you guys both did very well on that, so a few things that I think are mostly true about fires, and are definitely true about this magical fire that I have created, that you have created, it's your fault. In the forest, the fire will have a lot of fuel at its disposal, but because living trees contain a lot of water, it's harder to catch them on fire, so it's going to spread more slowly, but it's less likely to run out of fuel. Sava, this is how fire works in this world, so if you're going to correct me on science, I don't want to hear it. Okay.
I'm not correcting you. I'm
Yes.
going to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Since they got a nat 20, how rainy has it been?
Well, you guys traveled through here. Let's see. Today is still the 27th or 28th.
It's the 28th.
28th?
Yep.
Alistine knows.
I know.
I've got it later in the notes once it changes days, but
That's fine. I know what day it is.
I wonder why. Oh no, so technically right now it's still the night of the 27th. Because you guys, so it's the 28th because I told you guys you'd be getting a long rest, I think is why. But the 27th is the day that the fire was set. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was the day before after we rested, or before we rested. So yeah, that makes sense.
The 28th would be, the 28th is the next full moon. So it's the night of the 27th still. I haven't counted your guys' long rest yet.
You said so far we have only taken a short rest at this moment.
Yes. It's because we got weird at the end of last session because we didn't finish that note. So the point being, 27th or 28th, either way, you guys arrived in Eremos on the 12th. The last time you remember it raining was on your way into Eremos, so that was probably the 10th or so. So it has been almost 10 days. But
20 days.
Well, yes, but it's called a 10-day instead of a week because that's how this calendar works.
Is it still called a fortnight for 20 days?
I don't know.
Not associated with the video game, unless they sponsor us.
A fortnight is every 40 days, actually?
All I know is we have 10 fingers. Everyone on this stream has 10 fingers, to my knowledge. Okay, the point being, it has been about 10 days since the last time it rained. It is now mid-spring. So it's not unreasonable that it might rain again soon. Who knows? Maybe things you will roll will impact that. Yes.
We will know in the morning when the bird comes back which direction it's going to some extent.
Also, you would also know like 5 more things on this list that I haven't gotten to yet.
I was saying that to them, not to you.
I enjoy the, like, I'm good with it. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew I wasn't done if you're...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, let's see. Yes, I already kind of said because the trees are close together in the forest, you were in a dense area of the forest, it's more likely to continue to spread and less likely to peter out on its own. And another thing you would know is that you were getting close to the river, so if it moves that direction, that would most likely provide a fairly good barrier for it. It's a big river. It's most likely to spread in the direction the wind is blowing, which we already said was
northwest.
Northwest. It's northwest. If it wasn't before, it is now.
No, it was northwest because I remember us making a joke that it was going in our direction.
Yeah,
it's gonna follow us the whole way. That's what I thought,
because I was pretty sure it was going diagonally to the river. Let's see. If it gets to the edge of the forest, into the area that you guys are in now with the more sparse dry brush, it will have more trouble spreading from that point, given the lack of vegetation. But if it makes it to the mountains, where the vegetation is both drier, but also more dense than where you guys are, that could mean additional destruction that way. So, and fires travel faster uphill. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Heat rises.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and like the angle of the flames go up, they're more likely to thing. It's a whole thing. But so those are the things that you know with your nature check about the fire. All of that.
Can't do anything about it.
Yep, but you kind of have an idea of what might be going.
We can be sad about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sad. Kenna's very sad.
Ignorance is bliss for Bonolium right now.
All right, so you guys have made camp for the night, feeling secure with the distance you got from the fire. And I was just going to ask, in fact, can you give me an idea of how everyone is feeling, what you all are doing, saying, not saying? Another interesting point is that I would imagine most nights you would set up a campfire to keep off predators, heat up food, keep warm. Just some food for thought of
Should we-
if you're doing anything out of the ordinary.
Should we stop for the night?
Yeah. Like I said, like a rest here would make me feel a little bit better if something drastic changes with fire. Plus, it looks like Cheese is looking pretty tired.
Neither one of these horses can do this for long.
Might as well stop here.
Should we start another fire?
No. I'm
campfire.
I'm feeling toasty, actually.
I'm okay with that. Realistically, we're gonna have to have fires again at some point, but doesn't seem right now.
Isn't there magic that just keeps you warm? Like, can't you do like a hovel spell?
A hobble.
I don't know what you wizards.
I suppose there's got to be something like that. I'll look into that.
Anna's gonna ask Alistine if she could start a fire.
Do we want a fire?
Kenai just kind of looks at you seriously and says, "The fire was not at fault there. It was me."
I don't think it was you, but it's just an accident. It's fine.
It does not make sense to force the group to do something because of Kenai's mistake.
Any one of us could have done something similar. I was using the same spell.
But it wasn't. It was Kenai.
We've all made mistakes in the past. Heaven knows I have, or whatever is in this world as heaven. I don't know what that's called here, but...
Well, Kenai thinks it is a mistake to not go with fire.
Okay.
If it helps the group at night to keep watch.
You know, I think I agree. I don't think that there's no reason not to. I think we can contain this.
Oh, yes, fire then.
Kenai asks that the group does it because Kenai does not know how to make fire with regular items.
I will try to start the fire with my fire stuff in my inventory, probably.
Ah, yes.
For fun, roll me a survival check.
I got a 3!
With the events of is that with what plus your modifier though?
Yeah. I got a 6!
Yeah, you guys are all like
Goodness.
standing around Alistine, and after the day you've had, like you're pretty wiped out. Alistine, your arms are kind of shaking. You know, you got a tough exterior, but you're not feeling great about it either. Everyone's sort of trying to help, giving you pointers. Like, I think you do it this way, I think you do it that way. They're all magic users. You know, it takes a while. Eventually, you get a little fire going, but it takes a while.
There. Happy? And I go over and I sit kind of far away. I'm like kind of moping that.
Kind of funny that you said
Sit
like
by
magic
myself.
starters with like the tone of like a boomer telling like millennials like,
Yeah, all you magic users.
all you technology people.
Me with just my hands and rocks.
Mhm.
You're all watching me. Oh, good job.
I had to start a fire uphill both ways.
It's actually easier.
Back in my day, didn't have
Yeah.
finger gun fire starters.
All right. So, who's taking the first watch?
I'll do it.
All right.
Before we like actually settle down for the night, I do want to like find a moment to have like a private session with Can I? Hey, can I? I've noticed like obviously this is really bothering you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really always know the right things to say, but you know, when I would mess up back at Save, I had two teachers that really spoke to me and helped me kind of make it through. One is someone like I see almost as a mother, Sister Amelia, and another is like someone that is deeply, deserves respect from everybody, Reverend Matron Marmont. Sister Amelia, like every time I would make some sort of mistake, she would tell me the action itself isn't worthy of like paying any attention. It's how you feel about it and how you go past that point. Like I can tell you're really torn up about this, and you're wanting to figure out how do we make things better. And I think that in and of itself is worthy of forgiveness to yourself. If that doesn't help, then what Reverend Matron Marmont would tell me is that if you linger your thoughts on something too long, it will just eat away at you. So it's better to stick up, take your punishment in stride. If it was the fire that started it, she would advocate that you burn yourself a little bit. So that way you can get the punishment right out of the way and let your mind be at ease.
Wait, what are you telling him?
Can she hear me?
Yeah, can we hear this?
Are you trying to make it like? Are you trying to be stealthy
I'm
about it?
trying to be as like because it was like a private conversation that I was having with them. So I mean, I wouldn't go out my way of being stealthy, but I was trying to be like give him the privacy out of respect.
Would you be
So-
listening, Alistine? How about
I mean,
that?
I'm
would.
pretty on edge with like what's going on, so I'd probably be paying attention to any noises.
I think it'd be like, yeah, if whether or not she's listening, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
then.
I mean, I think that personality-wise, I think character-wise, it makes sense that Alistine would be listening. So I'm not gonna put a stop to it.
Did you just tell him to burn himself?
Yeah, that's it's about respect and making sure that you can keep moving forward.
Who did you go to?
Save.
And they had
St.
you
Alduin's-
burn. They were burning you, or had you burn yourself to teach you things?
Maybe if somebody were to burn the academy down. No, the punishment always fit the crime. Is what Reverend Mormont stood by. Justice in all things.
What?
Well, you don't need to burn yourself for this. It was an accident.
It's okay, Alistine. Liam means well.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
Can I
give him
doesn't
guidance?
believe burning is the solution either. But Liam, I understand, and Can I appreciates it. Can I
more to say?
Can I also had 2 teachers. One, the group is going to save this moment. Harold has taught me much about the civilized world and how to trust in others and how to make friends. But Kenai's other teacher and Kenai will look off to the forest and try to find like the direction of the fire, maybe wherever plumes of smoke are. Kenai has set his second teacher on fire. And now she burns.
Harpies?
Means the forest.
The forest.
That makes sense.
The forest saved Kenai from starvation and loneliness when Kenai was alone in his youth.
Forest will regrow.
And
They burn sometimes.
so must Kenai. And Kenai will grow as the forest does, slowly and over time. There will be no actions now that Kenai can do to fix things or speed the healing.
I don't think that Suayu would say anything there, but that she would really take that to heart.
On the shoulder.
I think we just Bonwin just sits there in silence for a second.
All right.
And I thanks Bonalium. Thanks you. Thank you.
Okay. So probably time for us to hit the hay. We got a long day tomorrow. Moving, so
All right, you all settle down to rest with Alistine on watch. All right, yeah. As you're all settling down, it's, with the events of the day and everything, it's a little harder to block out the noises of the fire or of the wilderness than usual. At first, as you're trying to fall asleep and you just can't stop hearing the animals and everything moving around you, some of you might initially blame it on the day you've had, but as time goes on, you realize that it is louder than normal because of animals fleeing the fire. They probably haven't, for the most part, completely fled the forest as of yet, but you do hear screeches from birds and things like that echoing through the night. Make me a perception check, please, Alistine.
16.
16? Alright, yeah. You might notice a few animals kind of rustling around and stuff, but nothing major happens that you notice. Second watch. Okay,
And I will take second watch.
Alright. Yeah, same thing. I don't know whether I would have gotten much sleep at this point or not anyway, but it's definitely more alive than usual. Roll a perception check.
17.
Alright, yeah. As it's gotten, darker, in the distance, there might be a faint glow from the fire. Honestly, it's probably far enough. It's hard to tell, but you do notice that there's just less stars than usual, especially in the direction of the forest. Seems a little bit odd.
Can I know that
You could make a
this may
nature
be-
check.
It's a nat one.
Can I thinks that it's just the stars are sad for the forest.
Well, look.
Sleeping.
Oh my.
Sleepy stars.
Third watch.
I'll take it.
Shui you. Alright, roll a perception check, please.
I will kind of go for a little bit of a walk. Not too far. I don't want to like be out like where I can't see the camp, but I'm restless, so I will kind of wander a little bit.
Still within, so actually, I always forget to give you guys disadvantage. You humans who can't
yes,
see,
I have disadvantage.
Human.
It's the same. I rolled a 7.
7. Alright, yeah. Seems like a pretty normal night. You probably don't even notice the fact that there's less stars.
The end of my watch, I will wake Bonaliam up. Sit there for a minute and... Do you think we're doing the right thing here?
Oh, absolutely not. Have a good night. Bonaliam stands up. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want a conversation?
Just in silence. Sitting there now. Silent. Staring at the fire.
I will say, whatever will be, will be. Even if we didn't know what was going to happen, this was always meant to happen. Aren't you like a prediction wizard? You know things, right? Like it's set in stone. Like that thing is going to happen, right?
That's not... No. That's not how it works. I can see what could happen. Nothing is set in stone. I was turned to stone, and I was not left that way. Nothing is set in stone.
I'm not saying like things can't change, but like that change is always going to happen.
Yes, but that change isn't. You're speaking of destiny, I assume.
Yeah.
No, I think no.
What made Salver such a great person before raising to godhood. The fact that knowing that certain chain of events will always happen, and for us to make the most of it, trying to study and understand how things happen. And for those that can't, like myself, I'm not the brightest wizard in the spell book. I'm trying to use your something you'd understand.
That's okay.
We can find comfort in knowing that I may not know what's happening, but this is meant to be, and I can make the most of the situation we're in. Like, as far as like, are we doing the right thing? I would be, if it was just me by myself, I would be fighting the fire and trying to run to the town. But I also know
You'd be
that
dead.
I'm incredibly hubris, and I know for a fact one of these days my own pride will kill me. So if everyone else who I think is smarter than me says that, let's go by and impact something that we can change, saving Kanai's friend, teacher, then maybe it's more fortuitous for us to, focus our efforts on what we can impact. Maybe that is our destiny. We may be the bad guy of the forest, but we can be the heroes somewhere else. I don't know. That's just how I see it. Bonalian walks.
Just walk away.
Yeah, he starts walking until you say something.
I don't believe that we are all destined to do this or that, or that we don't have some control over our fate, but do you think we're actually helping Harold by drawing attention to him like this?
I knows him best.
Kanai is wise beyond any of us, but are you sure that he really knows that the best thing to do is to go find him when they obviously know how to find us? Maybe we're just leading them to Harold.
I turn around and I crouch so I'm imagining in my head. I imagine that Joie was sitting down at this point.
Yeah, I'm sitting with my knees in front of me, and
so I turn around. I
not making eye contact.
I kneel down so I'm my big brow and fucking horns are right into your face. What do you think, Divination Wizard?
I don't know.
What chance do I got in knowing then? I stand up and start looking around at starting my.
Yeah.
Well, first I have to start my Vespers for my morning rituals.
Yeah, I'll just stare at the fire a little longer.
Liam is not very good at giving advice.
As we have learned this episode, quick public service announcement. If you've done something wrong, you don't need to punish yourself. Let's make that very clear. Yeah, please don't do that. Anyway. Alright, Bonalium. You start your watch morning. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
I do start off, praying to Savras, asking for guidance and hoping that he'll bestow some guidance on the rest who are obviously seeking it.
I don't. Technically, well, because this is still part of your long rest, I don't think you can cast a spell.
No, I wasn't casting a spell. I'm just praying.
Oh, okay, I thought you were casting guidance on yourself.
Oh, no.
Okay, when you said praying for guidance,
yeah.
I assumed you were casting guidance, and I wanted to be, I don't want to, that nitpicky about the rules, but at the same time, you let one thing slide, it spirals,
Fair enough. I got an 18 on perception.
All right, yeah. I mean, at this point, the days aren't super long. I don't know. You might notice that there are less stars out than usual. I doubt that you would even put together that it's. I don't know that you would be able to put together why.
Savras does not approve.
Yeah, that is. But maybe, you do some of your morning vespers and things. At some point on your thigh, you feel warmth coming from your sword. Like it's
Right.
heating up. It's sort of familiar. This has happened once before, if you recall.
I kind of grip it even tighter,
Mm-hmm.
almost consoled by the familiarity,
Mm-hmm.
which is catches me off guard at first, but yet I grip it tighter.
Mm-hmm. Are you? I guess I should ask: is it out while you're doing your Vespers then, or do you have it in sheath?
I think at least one of the Vespers I have to have it out to like just I'm assuming
Yeah.
one, yeah.
All right, so we'll say as you're doing that one, then, and you have like a grip on it, you realize it's getting hot in your hands, and to the point where it's like uncomfortably hot. Do you open your eyes?
Oh yeah, I
With
do
your
open
eyes-
my.
Okay, yeah, I was again not knowing the full ritual whether your eyes would be closed or not. Like it is getting uncomfortably hot, but when you take a look at the blade, you catch your eyes staring back at you, but something feels off about the angle that your reflection is looking back at you. Like it couldn't actually quite be your reflection. It just feels a little weird.
Bend in the metal causes my face to warp weirdly.
And you hear a voice, and before it was your voice speaking back to you. It's probably your voice. It just sounds a little bit more feminine than usual, but it's probably your voice. But you hear, "You're lost, little boy."
But even if I'm lost, Savras knows the path.
You need more direction.
People keep on asking me things. I wish I knew what I should have told Swayu back there. I don't think she was pleased by my answer. I don't think Alistine liked my answer last night either.
Well, and who told you? Where did you get that answer from?
Reverend Matron
Savras.
Mormont?
A disciple of Savras?
Yeah? Savras knows all.
What if he's wrong?
Wouldn't it be wrong? Like,
Maybe you just need a different view of things. It can be dangerous to only have one perspective, you know.
Sister Amelia, that's exactly what she would say. That's why she joined SAVE. Because it was non-denominational and she could see all the different paths.
Exactly. Now, Sister Amelia would be proud of you for broadening your horizons. She encouraged you to leave SAVE, didn't she? So you could grow.
Kind of wary of the new Reverend.
Yes, well, he is a disciple of Savras too, is he not?
But it hurts. I look at my blade. Are you telling me to think for myself? Reflection me? Marcone?
See? You are wiser than you know. Sister Amelia would be proud. Zariel is proud too.
A lot since I left SAVE.
Exactly. Zariel has noticed. She has a gift for you.
does?
Oh, yes.
I've never had a gift before.
Well, this isn't so much a physical gift. More a gift of alacrity. It will help you strike in the right moment.
I'm kind of slow on the uptakes. That'll help. That'll make me stronger.
It will. You know deep down what is right. You can strike when you need to now.
I had that before when Reverend was holding me. I could have put the fear in God into him.
Well, patience, young one. Zariel can give you many gifts like this, but she does need something in return.
What?
You. You're
Me?
lost, jumping at shadows, trying to figure out where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to be doing, as though life is some sort of game you can win. But you can't fulfill your purpose until you've been given a purpose. Zariel can be your purpose. You don't need to
Zariel.
follow others along like puppy dog. You can be the leader. Zariel will direct you.
Zariel can direct me.
Just think about
Finally, not have to rely on everybody else's smarts. I can
exactly.
do things. I've been doing things.
You can.
Do I just shake this? Start shaking the sword.
Well, it's interesting as you shake the sword, your reflection, like your reflection moves with the sword, and just think on it for a bit. No need to be hasty, but when you're ready to commit yourself to her completely, she'll be waiting here for you.
I have to come back here?
No, silly. Just seek her out. When the moment is right, you'll be able to find her.
Wait. Isn't Zariel... Didn't she fall? Isn't she a devil? No, she's an angel, right? No, she's an angel.
Devils, angels, these are labels put on things to try and understand them better. Zariel saw that help was needed. Instead of stand by and watch the fire burn like everyone else around her told her to, she waded into the depths of the fight.
Action. Sometimes we can't just wait for people to say what the right action is. Sometimes we need to make that action.
Exactly. Besides, Zariel is already part of you. Her blood runs through your veins. Think of it as committing yourself to yourself.
The legacy. That makes sense. I never even thought of it that way.
Well,
I said really bad things to Zariel before.
Zariel will forgive you.
She seems like a really nice...
Her
Yes.
kindness is unending. as is her wisdom and beauty for that matter, but that's not important right now.
She's true justice, isn't she?
See, you're smart. You catch on to these things. Now, when you're ready, call on her. She'll be waiting.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I've been calling you Swear On, but are you Marcone?
Your reflection stares back at you as you move it around. Just your reflection again.
I like stab it into the ground. I make a prayer that like I haven't made like a prayer before. It's not so much a prayer to anyone specifically, but almost just like a prayer to myself of strength to make the right decisions, and then returns back to camp.
And for the rest of this day, you can gain the benefits of Gift of Alacrity, and you may add it to your spell list as though it were a warlock spell for the future. You don't have to use the spell slot for it today. From now on, you will have to use a spell slot to use it, but for the day, you have it.
Okay.
A gift for you.
I think a gift.
No strings attached, probably.
I didn't hear any strings.
Yeah, and in fact, neither did anyone else. No one else heard anything.
All right, so I return back to camp.
Yeah, y'all start, waking up, getting ready. I guess the other point would be that, relatively clear already, but before you can take any more levels in war, you will need to seek out Zariel to make a pact with her. That doesn't necessarily mean you will need to, travel somewhere specific, but you will need to reach out to her.
Yeah, she said right there in that spot.
No, she made it very clear. No, we don't have to derail the whole
intelligence
campaign.
check.
In fact, that's actually what she said. Zariel counts as a, fourth wall breaking animal in this. All right.
She told me quite specifically, like, no, not here.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be here. You're very clever. Now let me very
choose the wrong
clearly
whistle?
spell out.
Can we find another one?
Okay. So, yeah, you all start to wake up on the 28th of Thaw now. You pack up your things. What is the plan?
I think
You
that
guys-
we should
Head
walk
north.
with the horses, guys. I don't think that they can take us the whole way. It's too much for them.
We alternate who's on the horse.
We could do that.
Okay.
I'm okay walking.
I'm okay walking.
All right.
Ride the horse.
Yes.
I will give Can-I the horse.
All right. So are you also then skirting along the edge of the forest, or
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think. Yeah, that was the original
Yeah.
plan.
all right.
Can I figure out the direction now from the new location? Like any guesstimate?
Yes.
So
I will summon my bird back now, because I assume it's been long enough.
okay. What is your bird's fly speed?
I believe it's 60. But we decided it was only an hour. We'd only traveled for like an hour or so, right?
It was yeah, it was a little bit more than an hour, but yeah, no, I was just curious. I was trying to
Okay.
see how far it would get over fire and all of that as well.
Okay. Let me look it up. Let's see.
It's not urgent. I mean,
50 feet.
yeah, okay, yeah. So it would have had time to fly back and see kind of the general area of the fire. Which would be that it has spread to. Oh, I did not pull the right thing up. Let's see those. Within that area, within a few miles of that area, is mostly ablaze.
Does it? Do we get
Moving
any
in
idea
the
of?
more northwestern direction, like with the wind, as of
Okay.
right now? It's the beginning of the day, so yeah, I mean, it has continued moving the direction that you concluded it would move yesterday with the rest of yesterday, you know.
Fair.
But all right, so you guys are skirting around the edge of the forest then. And you guys are walking instead of riding, or some people may be riding, but
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. That is good, because I was all ready to have you like mount up. They couldn't, because we did, by we I mean me, I don't know why I'm speaking, the royal we did
You have a
some
secret team?
did some you know, peeking into your character sheets and some looking at riding horse capacities, and let me tell you, you all are heavy with all your
Joyu?
equipment. Yes, Joyu is the only one under 200 pounds with all of the equipment and stuff.
We do have a bag of holding.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
does Canai's bag of holding take into account?
I did not take that into account. However, to my knowledge,
only
I
put,
mean,
like,
maybe
3
you
things
put all
in
of
there.
your things in it, but everything else, like, yeah. I was gonna just make you all, like, start piling things in the bag of holding, and then Bonalium has pretty hefty armor on, I would say, right now. Not a lot you could do about that. Also, Bonalium is large, like, not large, he's a medium creature, but he's pretty big.
He's a large medium.
I was surprised at how much stuff Alistine has. She has a lot of ranged weapons.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun fact. You
How
guys have a lot
much
of weight about you.
does infinite arrows hold?
How much weight does what?
Infinite arrows.
Oh, infinite. It is not infinite arrows, but yeah. Got some weight on you guys. Okay.
I will say I'm only carrying 27 pounds.
That is correct.
I don't care about stuff.
You
Okay, well, you
are
can do magic,
also-
so.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that Joyu was around 120 pounds because you didn't have a weight in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're under 150. You're the only one. Less than half of 2 of your party members.
In HP as well.
Yes.
Right?
Uh,
I feel
Of
like
course you
Probably
guys are
AC
more
at
than
some
4
point.
HP, come on.
Yeah, it's because we're bigger. Stronger.
Maybe you should just eat. Give her some milk.
Okay. All right. So if you're skirting around the edge of the forest, this path would be similar to the one that you and I took initially to Lightwood. It is much easier to traverse than the forest, but it will take longer because it's just a longer distance. There are a series of smaller settlements along the way. They're spread out about a day's journey on foot apart. Because you were specifically seeking information on your initial trip, Canna, you would have visited pretty much every one of these, following up on, the things you were seeking. So you would know a little bit about them. What was that?
You should be telling these villages about the wildfire as well. Especially since there's actually...
they're not all on, like, the edge of the forest. Some of them might be close to the forest. So that is a fair point. Something to think about.
Keep an eye out.
But,
Just tell them to keep an eye out.
Yeah. So a few of them are not so much villages, so much as just like a groupings of a few houses of like families who have built nearby each other because of the safety in numbers and the fact that it also encourages maybe travelers to stop by from time to time, which they could, trade with and things. They're amenable to that, but they keep their weapons close by, they don't not necessarily just gonna trust anyone. But so there's a few of those. There's one that is more of an official like trading post that was empty when you went through a few 10 days ago, but it was winter then. There's probably one or two proper little villages on the way through. They'd still be smaller than like Lightwood, but they'd have like a few shops, maybe a tavern, things like that. So it took you, because you were stopping in all of these places and speaking with people seeking information, probably more than a full 10 day to get through this before. But you were deliberately like hitting all the destinations and things as well. If you guys don't want to go, the less direct route to sort of zigzag and make it to each of these stops, you could probably get through much more quickly. But I don't know if you want to be stopping to warn people of the fire or if trade goods. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you want to be stopping to warn people about the fire, if you want to make, trade, anything like that. If you have any reasons to be stopping through the villages, or would you rather just travel directly through?
Anna wants to go directly.
Okay. I agree.
Is Simone able
to... They can see the
send
fire.
Messages?
I'm sorry?
Is Simone able to deliver messages to these towns?
I suppose so.
Okay. If you can help make that happen, then I won't fight you guys on.
What, summon the bird, what do you, want the message to be?
Just, say, warning, wildfire outbreak, and then put, like, the direction of it.
Oh, on a note?
Yeah.
Could we avoid using paper?
Like, I'll reimburse you. Like,
no, it's just we don't, it's just a cost of time to write a bunch of these notes. We could just, if you can verbally communicate it, I can have her repeat that to them.
Oh, then yeah, I have words.
Okay.
As I established with you out of game, this is like a parrot's ability to mimic.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say like,
okay, but it can mimic
5 words. Max.
Any noise.
Yeah, it can mimic any noise. I'm giving you 5 whole words. You're welcome.
Approaching wildfire, blank direction.
Or you could just write it on paper, and I'm not going to charge you time for that because you could do it while walking, probably.
It seems unnecessary.
That's fair. 5 words.
Approaching wildfire, that direction.
That direction. That direction.
Just
Insert.
say northeast.
Well, if they're out on the west, it would be from.
Yeah, they're
And we're
not, it's not
traveling.
northeast.
Zigzag.
And we're
Most
traveling, so the
people-
direction will change. As
Are
we
any
go.
of these
West,
villages even
yes.
in the forest? Or
There's
Forest on fire.
probably, let's see. Like, probably a couple of them are on the edge of the forest. More likely the ones that are less villages and, like, groups of families. Because that gives them
Hamlets.
more protection. And also trees can be a good source of lumber, which is a big draw of the area, things like that. So
And
trees are the only source of lumber. Fun fact.
yes, thank you. You are correct. The woods specifically would be a good source of lumber.
the path that we would take to go straight up would.
You started this fire, sir. I don't need crap.
Well, there's no lumber then. Okay.
Ugh.
Okay, I will have the bird then repeat. Very, very like you hear exactly what you said, Bonalium, come out of the bird's mouth. Like it sounds exactly like you, identically. It repeats it, and then it flies off to the nearest.
Why does that feel so
And
familiar?
And then it comes back real quick, and then you ask, can I where to actually send it? And then can I tell? And then it flies off again.
I thought we had already established that.
You don't know any of it. Can I know?
I thought we could see them on the road, but we're not going to them.
Not necessarily.
Are they
You've got
flat
like
areas?
so the stretch between the woods and the mountains, like the dragon spine, as you get further north, gets more narrow. But before that, you still got like a wide stretch, and it gets more narrow and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, this is good right now.
Start
Anyway,
voguing
so
and cutting.
good plan. So you guys are going to go as quickly as possible. Which is going to take about 5 days, including today.
So my gift wore off.
Yeah, your gift wears off, but it was there. I didn't really think of it. The plan was to do that the next time, like, you guys had a rest, regardless of the circumstances.
I feel
But
so
you
gifted.
felt really cool at the time, like.
I was
Real
speedy and
quick
like
draw.
had a pet to my step that
You
day.
got it for free. It's not like it cost you anything. Anyway, yeah. So the
It was
rest of
very
that
flavorful.
day is going to pass rather, pretty uneventfully. So you're going to have 4 more days, which there's 4 of you. So I'm gonna have each one of you roll me. Well, first, actually, for that day, I need someone to roll me some fire rolls. So that will
I think
be a D20 and a D8.
Kanai should be the one rolling these.
I think that makes sense for this one. For the rest of them, I'm gonna give you guys each a day, and because that makes it more even.
D20 and D8.
Yes, D20 and a D8.
I got a 16 on the 20 and a 4 on the 8.
All right. Okay. That is that. So yeah, the rest of that day is rather uneventful, and your rolls have been noted. So next day, the 29th of Thaw. Alistine.
Wait, does something happen the night before?
Not particularly.
Uneventful full moon. Nothing happened.
We've been building this up. I was expecting something.
You all have been building this up.
We all keep a very close watch. We look out for the agency.
I think it all started because you guys wanted to know whether it was a full moon so that you'd be able to see better on your watches that I told you couldn't see very well on. But I'm glad you said it.
Wait, how many of the moons are full tonight? I don't have the calendar up. I could probably look at
Just one. The closest one, though. The biggest moon.
The triple full moon is what we have to watch out
And
for.
I remember the name of it.
Triple moon.
Something with an S.
When the triple moon happens,
I
they like separate in the sky, or do they make like a giant Venn diagram?
Okay, that's cool.
Who knows? I think it probably depends on the triple moon.
Or do they align
time
into
of
like
year.
a single moon? Is that the special day when the 3 moons align and make like one giant mega moon?
Well,
Mega
It's like
moon.
eclipsing
be
each
able to
other.
see them.
It's my favorite character, Mega Moon.
My favorite Sailor Scout.
Brings a whole new mini to literary kit.
Character-wise, Alistine didn't sleep last night during the full
Okay.
moon.
Yeah, I realize actually we shouldn't be... So I'm going to have you roll for the day like the night before. Is how it's going to work anyway. But fun fact...
Normal in character, not sleeping.
Not
Yeah,
sleeping.
perfectly normal. Yeah, I don't know where I put the names of these moons, but I'm a very good dungeon master and definitely have them somewhere. Where would I have written them? I put a lot of work into these moons for you guys. Can't find them.
Have a pile of post-its. Maybe
I know, right? I know that they're in my session outlines at the very least, but to tell you which session outline they're in,
Beefy rat.
this is not that urgent for right now. I will look it up before next session.
3 moon.
Probably.
Oh, Sehanin?
Thank you.
Sehanin.
Sehanin.
The other one is, there's Scarret, I think, and Coralon.
Yes, Sehanin and Coralon, if I remember right, are the 2 that were named by the elves. And then Scarret is the smaller one that is harder to distinguish. And that one was named by the centaurs because they discovered it when the elves didn't.
Do I get a gold star for my...
You
Notes.
do. You get a big gold star and then 2 smaller, farther away gold stars, one for each moon.
Yay!
When the
And
centaur
when they match
found
up,
that
you get the
moon,
Mega Star.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Death
When
Star.
the centaur found that moon, did the moon scare it? And that's why it's named that?
If it wouldn't ruin our overlay, I would hang up from the call right now. But I suffer for the fans.
I would just love to know if the centaurs rubbed it in the elf's
fans.
face.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, oh, did you notice? What's that weird thing up there? Probably just another star.
Elves are like, we got 2! Shut up!
Yeah, the obvious ones.
The one that was giant and like right in your face. You saw that
Everybody
one?
sees that,
wow.
stupid!
But you discovered it. Okay.
I discovered the ground in this tree.
All of this is like, yes, completely canon. Oof. Okay.
So I'm gonna play a centaur now. I've decided to change my character.
They're super
Shui is
sarcastic.
dead. Long live Shui Yu. All right, so night of the 28th. Alistine, go ahead and roll, please. A d20 a D10 and a D8.
A D38 if you
A
have it.
19 for the D20, a 5 for the D10, and a 3 for the D8.
Okay, so a 19 for the D20. A
5,
what was the sorry, D8 first, please.
3,
3. Okay. And then what was the D10?
5.
5. Okay.
All these rolls mean nothing, actually.
You all die.
No, so yeah, you guys, you have another somewhat restless night. Alistine in particular. Do you actively not sleep? You try and keep yourself awake? All right, you have
Do
a
we
point of
notice that?
exhaustion the next day. Roll perception, I guess.
Are you
Yeah,
pretending to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much are you just sitting up the whole night very obviously?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys notice that.
And I roll
think,
insight?
Yeah, you can roll insight, I guess.
Is that the right roll?
I don't know. What are you trying to determine? You
I'm
can't
trying to
just roll
determine-
things to roll.
I'm trying to determine some intention, if there is any, to staying up.
Look, I look a bit agitated, and you'd notice that. I'm not trying to hide that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Wait,
think,
don't you
especially
always,
with
Exactly. I'm not trying to hide it, ever.
without asking a question or looking for something specific, just looking at a person staying up, you're not able to insight your way into why that is.
Okay, can I insight my way into whether I would determine that this is strange? It's not even insight, I guess. It's more of
That's
like,
not
do
insight,
civilized
yeah.
people do this? Is this normal?
This is the first time you've noticed this among this group, which is the only group you've really traveled with. That is all I will say. Whether you've been there long enough to think it's strange, I think is more your call for how Can-I would react than a roll to figure out if it is or not, Would Can-I find it strange?
I'm just curious, at least.
Alright.
So, even without finding it strange, I will approach Alistine, as I assume Alistine took the first watch, and then I takes the second watch as usual, right? So, I will walk. Well, I probably wouldn't notice Alistine is staying up after her watch has ended for a little bit, but after a while, Alistine, does Alistine not need rest tonight?
Right.
Is curious. Is Alistine fine? Is Alistine
I
fine?
don't know, can I? It's not. It's
Can I?
these nights aren't good nights for me, so I can't rest on these nights. I need to be awake.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Better. But I appreciates that Alistine always gives space when needed, so I will do the same.
I think your mic might not be picking everything up, Clarissa.
I appreciate it.
Right. I'll leave it at that.
Alright.
I would probably also ask.
Go ahead.
So I assume Kenai would have woken me up. And I don't know if Kenai would say anything, but if not, I would eventually notice. Wait a few minutes. She just seems like frustrated or like
More on edge.
On
Just
edge.
kind of like keeping an eye out. More that way. Just nervous.
is there something out there?
Could be. Nights like these, there's lots of things out there.
Nights like these?
Yeah. Have you noticed the moon tonight?
Quite beautiful.
Not to me.
Do I know anything about werewolves?
Roll the nature or arcana check.
It's a 7.
You don't know why a full moon would be a bad thing.
Guys, why do I always roll low arcana?
Do you even know magic, bro?
You're the worst, like, you're the magic wizard.
You're like a sorcerer that's been thinking he's been a wizard this entire time.
Oh, sorry, it would be an 8.
Oh, well, in that
But-
case, it's the same.
I rolled a 2!
Oh my goodness.
What,
Don't you have portents or something?
I didn't
It's not
use it and I
important
didn't
enough.
roll them.
I know.
I wasn't sure if I was able to use them. I didn't roll them and I didn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm just teasing.
Does something special happen when the moon comes to its full cycle?
Yeah. Sorry, my mic is cutting.
Is that what gave you that scar?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Happens. It's not the worst of them.
There's worse.
One's in here.
I
Those don't go
understand
away.
that one. They sure don't, do they? I will stare silently at the fire. For the whole watch. The whole watch. That's it. That's all I would do.
Alright.
And we get snuck up on because Shwayu stared at the fire the whole night.
Looking
Yeah,
out.
because Rayu stared at the fire and Alice stared into her past.
I see shadows of my nightmares.
Ugh. Alright, Bonalium. Do you want to also interrogate Alistair? Yes, I love this so much.
I just wanted a quiet night.
I
Oh,
live
man.
for the role play.
The volume is going to be definitely different. So
I believe that.
he gets up, and this is the first time that anyone's actually been awake that when he starts doing his vespers.
Mhm.
So vespers are actually like a kind of like a song. It's a psalm prayer. So you see him kind of singing a little, which actually harkens back to the very first time where we met, and he sang with Kenai and Kenai's lute. So you see him kind of like singing one of his psalms, and then he cuts short. He's like, "Oh, good, you're up." He comes just nonchalantly and just sits down. So, I've been thinking a lot. Why you asked me a couple of nights ago, do you think we're doing the right thing? Do you think we're doing the right thing?
What is the right thing?
That's what I thought. Like, and also, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Like,
No.
ultimately. But then, I feel like, you have to think for yourself and decide, what's right and wrong, right? Like, everyone has to determine for themselves what's the right course of action to take. Like, it's not always good enough to just leave it out in the world, right? Right?
What are you talking about?
Like, you can't just live your life passively. You have to take action. You have to think, this is right, this is wrong. Be what may, I'm going to do this action, right?
You gotta stop thinking about right and wrong. You just do things to keep yourself alive. You can't just. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people do. You can't control other people.
Yeah, you can't control other people. That's damn right. That's damn right. You know what? Damn. It feels good to curse, doesn't it? Damn right. It feels damn right. God,
Kind of weird, aren't you?
I don't even know. Who is Bonalium? Is Bonalium weird? Can I seems to know himself really well, and he keeps on saying "can I" all the time. Maybe I should start talking like "can I?" It's just like Bonalium's. Bonalium's a weird. He can be a weird guy. He can be a weird guy, right?
Are you okay?
Just. Why are you up so early?
I've been up all night.
I could do that. Maybe I could stay up all night. That sounds like a good thing. Like, I don't know. You do that a lot?
Not often. When I need to. You gotta be more in touch with yourself. What do you want to do?
I always thought, it had to be about, what are other people like? How can you serve other people? Like, how can you be, the good guy? Because like, growing up, I was taught, I'm cursed. I have devil's blood in me. That, if I listen to myself, then that's going to be completely evil, and eventually I'll just turn into a monster. Do you ever feel like that? Like there's just like a monster inside of you that's just raring to get out?
Yeah.
So I thought like I have to always be fully controlling myself and punishing every bad thought I ever had. Is that where you were up? Like were you trying to like control that monster, that rage inside of you?
No, I dealt with that a lot in my past, and I've come a long way from where I was before. And I didn't like the person that I was before. The thing I was before. I don't really know how to answer that though. You have to live with your actions and try to do better in the future, I guess, but I don't know what better means.
Yeah. I feel like I'm at that same point. I don't know if I liked who I was. I don't even know who I was. I don't even know who I am.
I've left a lot of my life behind me, and I feel like I'm a different person than I was even 6 months ago, and I feel different in this group, I guess. I was alone for a while, and then I had someone that meant a lot to me, and then I was alone again. And I don't know. I feel like this group kind of gives me some purpose again, which is good. And that might be good for you too, just to have something to hold on to. And I think that could help both of us, maybe.
Someone told me recently that, I always thought like we had to create our purpose or find it, but sometimes it's nice to just be given that purpose. And I feel like I'm finding that with all of you as well. Thanks, Alston. I needed this.
Me too.
I always thought that you were so cool. Like,
You'd be one of the only ones that did, but thank you.
you want some breakfast? I usually cook breakfast around this time. I'll whip you something up.
Thank you.
Why have we never had like an Alistine bodily of conversation before?
Oh man.
That was very good. I'm so proud of you all. On that very good note, I think probably it is time to go to break. Stay tuned. It's only gonna get better, probably. So who knows? The only way to find out. Keep watching. Welcome back to the Pyroelectric Spark Generator channel, where we left off. Liam and Alistine were having a very interesting conversation.
We got to know each other very well.
Everyone has a super normal life.
Yeah. Everyone in this group has a very happy backstory to the point where I was worried that there wouldn't be enough conflict in the story. Quick peek behind the curtain, but you know. We're fixing that by totally planning a wildfire in the forest. You're welcome.
Never a dull moment.
Exactly. Alright. So it is the next morning. And Alistine, you continue, you know, staring kind of off into space. The sun has risen by now. The moon is, probably no longer visible. I don't know enough about moons. Sometimes you see them in the day. But, as though as though the clouds above can sense your mood.
It rains!
You feel a light sprinkling. Like, first there's a little bit of dampness. And then, oh no, it's raining. And then all at once it's pouring down. Good morning, everyone! There's rain! Normally, what would not be such a pleasant awakening at least brings the solace that
me.
this might slow down the fire.
And I will stare up at the sky, and he'll put his robe hood over his eyes, and he'll look down and say, "It's a wonderful day for rain."
That's so sad and cute.
Go jump in a mud puddle right next to him.
Liam looks up at the sky, questioning which deity, brought this about.
It had to be one of them.
And just smiles.
guys get going on your way. Your horses are less thrilled about the rain, but they will clomp along all the same, happy now.
Wait, do we know for sure? Can I ask them?
You can if you would like.
Okay. I will cast Speak with Animals, and I will ask Sally and Cheese, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Cheese looks at you, still a bit mistrusting. Feeling a little better now, but Cheese went through a rough day. A few days ago. Poor Cheese. I still feel bad for poor Cheese. Sally will say, nay! What will she say? It's very wet. It's chilly. Clomp, clomp, clomp.
She says clomp clomp.
She says clomp, clomp. Good talk.
They're excellent conversationalist horses.
I didn't say anything back.
Where's the spell slot?
I'm just trying to think how Kenna would respond.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for not knowing what sort of conversation you would have with a horse on the spot about the weather. I was also a bit thrown.
Like, my gut reaction was to milady the horse and put my robe over her head to keep her, dry. But I don't think Kenna would do that.
I don't know.
I was so bad at that with coffee.
Lady.
So,
Milady. Yeah.
all right.
Sorry.
No,
How about that weather, right?
it's not your fault.
Can I? Sorry, majestic farm animals. We will get through
We
this
have
soon.
extra oats because of it.
I will provide the extra
How
oats.
about an apple?
Did I take?
I want an apple too. That's Cheese.
Is that what
He
cheese
sounds
sounds
like
like?
he's dying.
Cheese is a very sad horse.
Cheese is just a little bit hoarse today.
Never. I'm so mad. Cheese was never quite like the other horses.
Yeah. He's a horse of a
To
different
be
color.
fair. Yeah.
I imagine cheese. I imagine a horse with the face of that stupid King Ghidorah meme, like Clarissa made.
No, yeah.
Like the
Did you
dragon.
talk to the other horses? Well, like, do they miss Mary and Winnie?
I will ask them. Do you feel longing for the other two farm animals?
Do you feel longing?
I want so bad to be like, no, they were bitches. But I don't like using that word to begin with.
It's not you, it's the horses.
They were mares, Vanessa. Female horses are mares, not
I
bitches.
know. I just that came into my brain and I couldn't not say it.
Go ahead and say it.
No, we didn't know them all that well, but we're glad to be out of the fire.
I will relay this back to Bon and Liam. The farm animals are glad they're out of the fire.
I mean, we hope the other two are out of the fire.
And I hope so too.
How about them apples now?
Oh, unfortunately, the group does not have apples. Kenai does not think. Kenai will turn around. Do we have apples?
Can I roll to see if, like,
No.
that counts as a
Can I
ration?
roll to see if I have apples?
Roll for apples.
Roll to your equipment sheet. I have
I
47
don't-
apples in my
be
bag. That's
fair,
why
yeah,
I weigh
I-
300 pounds.
Wow, I actually have 15 apples.
Right.
Like a math problem from elementary school. I bought 47 apples.
If
I
I
gave 3
feed
to the
one
horses.
horse 14 apples,
Yeah, I don't think it's the right season, I guess, for it to make sense for you to have apples. I guess there's like a chance you could have some dried fruit that would maybe be apples. It's probably not very good for horses.
I'll offer him the dried fruit.
Okay.
To which one?
Can I?
Can I will take a bite?
Wait, no, for the horses. This is what you're asking for, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, Ken, I will take the dried fruit and offer it to the horses. Ken, I will say, this is not apple, but this is fruit.
It's very chewy.
Ari?
Thank you. But next time, real apples, please.
And I will make an effort to find apples.
I'm just laughing at the contrast between our conversations last
Right.
night and then the stupid horse conversation.
Excuse me?
It's a stupid horse.
This is
That's-
what real role-playing looks like, Clarissa. You wouldn't know.
I love it.
Alright.
Finish chewing the
Are you done
fruit.
chewing the dried fruit yet?
She's
I
really
should
committed
actually
to
do
this
that on
character.
camera. People won't like that. That's unpleasant. Alright. Yeah, so you start traveling, and it's raining, and you are thrilled about it, and you're traveling for a few more hours, and it's still raining, and you're a little, less the excitement has worn off. You're glad that it's still raining. It's a good sign.
We're skipping in the rain. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
and I mean, at this point, you're sort of like
In the rain.
sloshing in the rain. Maybe
I love slosh.
trudging through the rain, and it gets later, and it's still raining, which is good, you guess, but it's a little chilly. It's been fairly warm since spring has sprung and all that, and now it's a little unpleasant. And it's evening, and it's still raining, which is good. Can everyone roll me a con save, please?
Do I have to roll that differently because I'm exhausted, or is it the same?
I believe it is just a. Let me double check. I have this up.
You have disadvantage
You
on
have
ability
disadvantage
saves?
on ability checks. This is a saving throw, so you do not
Okay.
have disadvantage.
Ooh, that was not good. That was a 6.
I'm gonna use a portent so that I get a 19, I think. Yeah, 19.
10?
10? Can I?
20 mod.
Okay. Yeah, you guys eventually find a spot, probably a little bit under the trees at this point, because you need some shelter from the rain to build a camp. And, I mean, Alexstein has been tired all day, but Alexstein looks off now.
How off?
Her color's a little off. She's kind of sniffling a lot. There's been some sneezing. You're
Can
not
I
sure
make
the
a
dark circles were there already, but they look a little darker. Yeah.
Can I make a medicine check?
I cast detect
You
disease and poison.
okay?
Can I assist on the medicine check? I'm not proficient at it though.
I am proficient.
Yeah, you guys can work together on that. Go ahead and make your medicine check, and you are casting detect disease and poison.
Who needs medicine when you have magic?
Right.
Good thing you
I
have
did-
magic for it.
I don't have magic.
Well, you have advantage.
I rolled both of them.
Okay, what'd you get?
14.
Oh,
Not terrible.
poison and disease for the duration. Are you casting it as a ritual or just regularly? Just out of
I don't
curiosity.
have ritual casting.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. That's so strange. I just never played a caster without ritual casting, or
I mean, if you want a paladin to have ritual casting.
no,
it's
I'm
probably-
not saying that. I guess like it's never come up with the paladins I've played. But yeah. So you sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. And identify the kind of poison or disease. Okay. Alistine is diseased.
Do I know anything about it?
Well, I'm not sure that, let's see.
Does that detect diseases like
It gives you what disease
sickle
it
cell,
is.
something genetic?
I don't know if that's. I would have to look at the definition. I don't know what the definition of disease.
Like
Sickle
hepatitis.
cell might be a disorder, first of all, in real life. I'm not sure.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
literally
positive.
called sickle cell disease.
Oh, is it called disease? Okay, I just wasn't sure. I just thought it
Typically-
disorder better. But regardless, disease means something slightly different in D&D.
Yeah, I'm being a little facetious, but
Yeah.
I just wondered about the
What's wrong with me?
aspect of it. You have sickle cell. I knew it.
Talona has gotten her fangs
What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. I'm perfect.
Yeah.
Does
Ew.
it detect benign
Yeah.
tumors?
I like to go to my local paladin when I'm feeling sick.
I'd love to go to Bonalium.
Oh no. Bonalium the doctor.
Sounds like you should burn yourself a little bit.
So consoling.
Let's see.
My bedside manners are spectacular.
Are they?
Come to me for your hospitality care.
You walk in and you're like, so something's going on in my life.
Let me tell you about my day. Oh man, that amputation looks rough, but anyway, me.
What happened to your arm?
Now, I cut off your arm, but hey, it was rough for me too, okay? Like, come on.
Really, you're being very inconsiderate right now.
Okay, Vanessa, what's happening?
I was enjoying watching this play out. It's not that important anyway. It's fine. You're fine. You're fine. As Bonalium, as you're like casting this spell, and you know, Joyu and Kanai are sort of poking around at Alistine. Alistine,
Imagine I'm looking through a book.
It's
In
kind of weird,
Alistine,
but like it's kind of
like-
funny.
it's like,
like-
look in her mouth, like, something seems okay. In her ear.
It is.
Yeah.
It's oh man, this is rough too for you. It's kind of funny how much like how they're all like getting on you, and you just like kind of giggly for. You just feel a little off, and it's just hilarious how like they are just poking around at you and being so weird. These guys you're traveling with is weird, and These guys is real weird. Sorry, I just realized that I said that. But anyway.
Guys is real weird.
Finally, you, from your spell, recognize this as something tangential to what might be labeled cackle fever. Which is, it's a fever that tends to play with the mind a bit. Symptoms
Fatal,
would,
isn't it?
One of the,
She's terminal.
giveaway symptoms
She's dead. We gotta go. We gotta leave her.
is that the victims
That terminal cackle.
succumb to fits of mad laughter.
Hmm.
You may have also heard this referred to as the shriek.
Oh, cute.
Wait, is Alistine laughing at this moment?
And Alistine,
You probably have never heard me laugh
Alistine
before.
is giggling, and
Immediately back away.
Alistine,
Just-
go
the noise.
ahead and take a second level of exhaustion.
Cool.
Oof.
Yeah.
Funny. I feel
Wait.
pretty
Yeah,
tired, but
that's pretty good.
hilarious.
So you now have 2 levels of exhaustion, which means your speed is halved from this point
You
on.
should
Wait,
get on the
before-
horse,
before-
I think.
Before end of day, does Bunalium let us know it's a disease?
You guys,
We were also looking at it.
I have to,
You guys
Whoa.
can tell that something's wrong with her, but with that check, you probably don't know exactly what it is.
Fine, guys.
She's sick.
Alcine is not okay. She's come down with a laughing
Don't
fever.
listen to.
The laughing fever?
Cackle fever. The
is this
shrieks,
a-
if you will.
Is this a joke to you? She's sick.
Yes. She is
This
very
is-
sick.
this is
very
serious.
If we don't do something soon, I'm afraid only the worst. Don't worry, I got this. I'm a doctor.
I don't
You are
believe
not. You are not a doctor,
No.
just to be clear.
Trust me. I have this. I got my medical degree back at Save. Alistine, I need you.
No, you can't just make up things you learned at SAVE forever.
it. He had a general education. Discuss this.
As a general doctor.
You all discussed this while I was in a meeting at work.
General practice doctor. That's a
Yep.
thing. GP.
Yep, and you get it
Alistine,
like that.
come off the horse. Come here, honey. I'm gonna make you all better.
She's already, to be clear, this was like after you guys set up camp for the night.
Okay. I
Oh,
do
this
walk
is what we
over to
discovered?
her.
I don't know, maybe she got back on the horse, but I don't think she's just been sitting on a horse this whole time.
I do come
Laughing
over to her. I
with the
put my hand on her forehead and I do 5 points of lay on hands to remove disease.
Alright. Let's see.
Does that hands really do that?
You can do that with lay on hands.
Oh,
Can any
very
paladin do
obscure.
that with lay on hands? And
Yeah.
it's not like a certain level, right?
It says I just need to expend 5 hit points from my pull of healing.
Ooh.
Wow. And I had my lesser restoration hands out already.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, not a.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor, not a scientist.
You do remove the effects of that disease, and Alistine. Let me see. Oh yeah, you still have your level of exhaustion from it though. Suddenly, you don't feel so giggly or so like weirdly clammy. You do feel even more tired.
Go to sleep, guys.
I'm such a good boy.
Yeah.
It's time.
The full
Well, Ken, I
moon
will ask
comes
first.
out tonight as well.
Well,
Like that. And it's wet. But I'm tired, so I'm gonna sleep.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask Alistine if she was okay to keep watch tonight.
Nope.
Sleep.
Because-
She
No.
used to sleep.
I think we should let her sleep.
Mhm.
Oh, I will
So-
ask the others. Did Alistine stay awake still last night? After Ken I's watch?
She was up for my whole watch, I think.
She was. Yeah, we had a chat that morning.
She was up all night? No wonder she was not feeling well.
But like, don't elves not sleep anyway?
She's
Like they
only
do it as a hobby, I thought.
she's only
Oh,
not quite.
Like,
I think like this would be like pretty racist.
It's also definitely a half elf.
Right?
oh my
She's
goodness.
not fully an elf.
like when we watched over the ancient crown Helena, she didn't sleep.
Yeah,
She just did like yoga.
no.
Pretty sure that's actually exactly what I described.
Yoga is also a thing in this world.
It's here in
She's
my
also-
session 2 notes.
she
Not-
meditated.
A full elf. She's only part elf. It's a little bit different than that. She's still part human. It doesn't quite work like that. She still needs to sleep.
Well,
As we
does
can all
not
tell.
does not know what is the difference between elf kind and human, but she does need
You
rest.
All right. Well, then we should be taking her.
I'll take an extra watch.
Okay, to do that, you guys will need to take an extra 2 hours. Like,
Yeah.
an extra 2 hours to your normal rest time.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
you know, shouldn't be a problem because you can only travel for 8 hours in a day anyway. So, at least without pushing for exhaustion. All right. You all have a nice night's sleep. Alistine, you needed that rest. You get a long rest, which means you remove 1 level of exhaustion. You still have 1 in place. It rains through most of the night. At some point, probably, late in the night, the rain starts to ease off. But actually, before we finish this whole night, Bonaliam, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20, a d10, and a d8.
So D20 first.
Mhm.
9.
Okay. Good.
D10.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
D8.
Mhm.
6.
All right. Yeah, so all right. That is all noted. The night stretches on, the rain eases up a little bit. Alistine, somewhere in the throes of this sleep that you so desperately needed, you see, let's see, a face. A familiar face.
Hi.
It is not Bonaliam's face. It is the face of a man you know well. I imagine that you know who I am talking about. And he's standing over you, looking down at you. What do you do?
I'm awake then? Or
You
I
see
think
him-
I'm awake.
You're laying on the ground looking up at him. You see him standing over you, peering down at you.
And grab his arm.
You reach for his arm, but you can't reach.
Where did you go?
Are you still laying there, or are you starting to get up at all?
I'll stand up, or start standing up. and
As you
ask
start
him.
standing up, you realize he's farther than he seemed, like the perspective shifts. And he just keeps looking at you. He doesn't say anything. But yeah, as you start to stand up, you can see him a little better, and there are chains binding his wrists.
I try to run towards him and keep calling out. She won't let me find you.
Yeah, you run towards him, and it's like you're closing the distance, but it's like that paradox of, every step you take, you close half the distance. And you just can't quite get there. And then you hear a different, familiar voice who says, "You shouldn't have come back."
It wasn't fair.
You turn your head to look, and you see a flash of light, and you are dying, and then you are awake. It was a good long rest.
I wake up happy and full of vigor.
Yeah, you still have a point of exhaustion. But only the one now.
I'm kind of like panting as I wake up, and I'm a bit startled.
Do any of us notice the startled waking?
You are probably the only one who would have a high enough, passive perception, although it would also depend on who's
That's a 14.
on watch at that point. Yeah, yours is,
I don't know what his is, but
I don't know what the DC is, I just know that Canai and Alestine's are the highest.
fair enough.
The point being, it's probably towards morning that she wakes up, which means it's probably Bonalium who's awake at that point, which means probably not, unless she, gets up or makes a fuss of it.
I'd probably try and steal myself pretty quickly after I wake up.
Yeah. Alright! New day! New happy day! What does that make this? The 30th? Something like that. Yeah, we got another day of travel ahead. The rain has let up, but there's still lots of mud to trudge through. Fortunately, you aren't slowed down by Alestine's malady. But she is definitely still a bit off today, still got those deep, purpley blue circles under her eyes from the exhaustion. And you trudge on.
How are you feeling?
I feel great.
Within grasp.
Neither one of you picked up the first half of your
Oh.
sentences.
I said, that medical degree is just within grasp.
Yep.
Remember our conversation a few nights ago? I think I'm a doctor. I think that's who I am.
Oh, you can keep your options open. You don't have to decide right now.
I feel good about this one. Can we test it out and just like, do you mind calling me Dr. Liam for like a few nights?
I'm not doing that.
You seem to enjoy combat. You know you would not have a lot of time to do that.
Yeah. God, choices.
But
All right, I'll
if
keep my
this is
options
what you're
open.
interested in.
What about Dr. Warrior?
No.
What is a doctor?
Someone that cures diseases?
They typically
That
they're-
means, can I as a doctor too?
Oh my god,
Yes.
we're the doctor buddies! High five, fellow doctor.
High five?
Yeah, put your 5 fingers against my 5 fingers.
I'll slowly, like Tarzan style, palm his hand.
Yeah!
And I'll hold it there.
Okay, we're done touching.
Oh. Oh.
Seems good. Yeah.
seems
Carry
about
on.
right.
Yeah. Not a lot of note that day again.
Oh, actually, Kenny wants to talk to Bun Liam before I forget.
Please.
Okay. Can I
That's
also
the doctor thing.
tangentially related, but Bun Liam, Can I saw that Bun Liam is also good with the healing and giving life back to those who need it.
Yeah, it was, part of my paladin training was first aid training through spiritual care. So really, I guess like the healing comes from the soul, and you kind of like let that resonate through somebody's body, and like their soul mends themselves. It's like you empower them to heal themselves.
Oh. Kenai does not think that is the case.
Or is that not how medicine works?
Kenai has always known healing as a natural thing. It is meant to happen. And it is the world around us which causes life to be breathed back into another, or for life to leave another.
Very different than how I was taught to heal people. Wow, whoever knew there were so many branches of medicine?
True. Can
I mean, I've done quite a bit of research on it.
That's 2.
Oh, you know medicine too? You want to join our doctor gang?
I know about it. I don't practice.
this doctor
Typically.
title is not that special then, I guess.
Yeah, anyone can be a doctor. Hey, Elston, you want to be a doctor with us?
No.
That's not.
Come on, we could be our group name could be the Doctors.
No.
I kind of like it.
No.
No. The doctor's a disaster.
Dr. Disasters.
That sounds like
It's like Dr. Doom.
like a rapper
reflavored.
name. Dr. Disaster in the house.
Yo, Kenai is here. No. Anyway,
It's not.
Everybody has
We went-
left the
we
stream.
went from limericks to rapping.
Yeah, I'm not.
Is this the
sure
natural
which one.
evolution?
Yep.
I just want to insert right now that that Bodilium's whole. I guess I never knew there were so many branches of doctors. Is everything that's wrong with every movie ever where someone is a scientist and that's just their job and they just do science, like all of the sciences, and I'm
They've
like,
got test tubes.
there's a
and beakers.
lot of science to do, so you know,
We gotta get back to that science.
science.
And it applies to doctors too.
Oh yeah, no, that was what I was saying, is like that's just what it reminded me of. That, well, like I would consider medicine a subsection of a kind of scientist. It is certainly a, you know, more specialized than some other branches, but yeah, like that's the point, is like in movies a scientist is also a doctor most of the time. Like they know so many medicine things.
Is there a doctor on the plane?
So.
Well, technically.
Well, I'm an engineer, but you know, cars, people, they're like the same thing, right? Like
biomedical engineer, right here. I know all the sciences. I'm a doctor and also a physicist.
I can tell you what's wrong with the patient.
To be fair, biomechanical is the closest it comes to being a general
And you
scientist.
speak 30 languages and have photographic memory, and
You did learn to make cyborgs, right?
I know the computers.
you can hack in right away.
I can do the computers.
Mhm.
I'm very
Jack
good at
into the
hacking.
mainframe.
The only way to be better at hacking is if someone else types on the same keyboard as me at the same time. Like actually happened in an episode of NCIS. That I'll never get over.
That's
how hacking works. But anyway. Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
Anyways, Ken, I will, I guess, expand the conversation to all the relevant doctors in this group. But
I'll listen, but I'm no doctor.
And I thinks with the recent events, Ken, I will focus on breathing life into others. Ken, I is not confident in the ability to control flames at this moment. So please do not expect Kenai to control fire as Kenai usually would.
Yeah, I will say, like, when I was going through Paladin training, like, I really want to know offensive magics. Well, one, while I was at SAVE, they didn't teach me any magic, but they told me that, you know, offensive magic is very rarely taught to Paladins because, you know, our magic has to be focused on defensing and, you know, protecting others and a lot of control. When you use offensive magic, as soon as the magic leaves your fingertips, it's no longer your own, it's now the world's.
It was always the world's.
Maybe you can control it in the future. You know, maybe you shouldn't give up on it.
Or maybe it shouldn't be controlled.
It's a tricky one.
Anna has a lot to learn.
I think we all do.
This journey into the civilized world has taught Kenai more about nature than Kenai has realized.
Bonalium looks off in the distance, all like, you know, introspective. But if anyone looks at his eyes, it's just blank behind there.
Head empty.
Head empty, heart sad.
Oh no! Alright. You guys make camp for the night again. Yeah.
How far are we from the forest?
You guys are traveling. Well, actually, let me.
Are we getting closer to?
Look.
Can we still see fire smoke thing, or is it? Have we checked the fire?
You haven't really been checking. You guys have moved past the area where the fire was. It hasn't kept pace with you, but yeah, if you want to make like a perception check or send a bird or something like that.
We can send a bird
Let
up.
me know what you want to do.
I would probably do that every day or two and just see.
Yeah, you send the bird out. We'll say sometime midday this day. You guys have been traveling by foot, granted, for a few days, so she will not get back to you today. She would
Okay.
probably get back to you late tomorrow, I think is how the math would work out. She's definitely faster than you all.
Okay.
But you guys have been mostly let me see. So you started, so you guys are definitely off of the map that you have at this point. And you have gotten to a point where the forest really leads right up against the mountains. Like, you guys are basically wedged between the forest and the dragon spine at this point. I think that's about now. A little bit farther, it breaks apart again. It widens out. And that's Summerbend is close to where it widens back out. But you guys were mostly along the edge of the forest this whole time, the way it curved around. So
Up until the moment where he left his bird, we were still like sending messages to nearby villages. Yeah.
yeah, so actually that's a good point. If you send the bird to do this, it's going to take the bird probably a good, like, more than a couple days. At least like a full day of travel, and then you will need to give it a little buffer also to know when to summon it back. So it will take away some time that you could be sending it to the villages ahead. On the other hand, I mean, you guys can make perception checks to see if there's fire visible to you from here, to see if you think it's a concern that it might overtake the travel you guys have made.
Yeah. I rolled a 13 for me.
All right.
I'm using guidance on myself, so I got an 18 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, now
15.
I'm tired.
can't see nothing.
None of you see. Well, let me see. Yeah, I think at this distance. Yeah, none of you see anything.
Can I use my echo to teleport to the top of a tree?
Yeah. I don't see why not. That seems
Okay.
legit. That would give you advantage. Although the fact that I let all four of you roll was already probably enough. But yeah. So roll again.
I have exhaustion, so it'd just be one roll then, right?
Oh, yeah. So just, did you roll with disadvantage already?
Well,
First
I got
time?
a 1 for the first roll, so it wasn't going to be any worse than that.
Fair.
Wanna
Yeah,
bet?
so then it's still the one.
Okay.
I think that's how it would work.
Yeah, I will send the bird off, and I guess tomorrow or around when we can't set up for camp, I will bring her back.
Alright.
Before we rest tonight, so we're fairly close to some trees, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I pick like the tallest one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna climb again?
I had a dream last night.
Did you?
I
don't remember describing a dream to you.
I had a dream. It was very, very vivid. I felt.
Oh gosh, I know what you're doing.
I think it was this tree. And I'm gonna climb the tree with my nat 20.
You're not 20 portent.
Portent.
You're using the portent to climb the tree?
I'm using a portent to climb the tree. Does
very
anybody,
important.
before I go, I climb up a little bit and then I come back down. Does anybody have an axe I can borrow?
Or
No? Crap.
Yeah, I don't know that any of them would.
did you not see that in your vision?
Yeah,
I guess I'll use
Alistine
my
is the only
sword.
one. together.
Does Shwayu need help to climb tree?
No, I don't need help climbing it. I would like to climb to the top of the tree, and I mean, I don't know, I guess chop a few branches off. I would like to take some small pieces of this tree.
To get wide branches or narrow?
No.
Branches?
I had a vision of fairly narrow branches.
Okay.
That I took that were just what I was looking for what I'm creating.
You can, I mean, that narrow of branches, you can snap off fairly cleanly.
Okay, yeah, I will do that then.
Hey boys and girls, new PSA, don't use a sword to chop wood.
Don't use a sword in a tree.
Kill yourself. And Shwayu is lucky I didn't make her for that part because she already used the portent for the other part, and that portent doesn't mean she wouldn't have fallen out of the tree.
Fair. Yeah, so I will collect some branches.
Saw myself getting up to the very top. Somehow missed the part of the vision where I then fell the entire way down.
I only see a glimpse of.
Right. Visions are very quick.
I imagine I probably actually do accidentally drop a dagger at one point. Something falls out of my pouch, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't see that, divination wizard?
I'm not, like, all-seeing.
Yet.
Yes, I will, so I'll start, I guess I'll spend some time carving these into, like, long, flat strips.
Yeah, and you could even
over the few days, probably.
Like, yeah, mindlessly do that as you're walking. You can kind of whittle them down a little bit.
I figured since if we're only traveling for like 8 hours of the day, I would do it when we were sitting around.
Yeah, I mean, throughout that you're taking rests to eat. You know, it takes time to set up camp and things.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you actually get to sleep, the 8 hours of long rest is actual sleeping or just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would do it whenever we're not like physically moving around and traveling, I think.
Yeah, so you get a little bit of time in to do that. All right, can I roll me a d20, a d10, and a d8?
20.
Has everybody but me rolled?
Yes.
Okay.
You're the last one.
Fair enough.
Your name starts with an X, so I was going out.
No, it starts with a D, remember?
Yeah, Shwayu got you. Alright,
Either way.
I got a 9 on the D20.
Okay.
A 3 on the D10. And a 5 on the D8.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, fairly mostly uneventful watch. Shwayu,
Yes.
on your watch. You're sitting there, you know, gazing over. Yep, fire is providing you a little bit of light and warmth. And you
I know it's not smart, but I'm probably like looking at this fire a lot. Like I've been looking at the fires lately.
Yeah, you're probably staring right into it, and you swear that pair of eyes is looking at you again.
If I look around the fire, does it... anything happen?
They kind of follow you.
They follow me?
It's always, yeah, like from the same angle. You don't see him anymore.
I don't see him
Maybe
anymore?
you were just looking too hard. You've been staring at this fire a lot. It was probably your imagination.
I know better than that.
A wisdom save.
Oh. Good thing I used that. Important. 14.
Yeah, I mean, you might have just been imagining it. You're really not sure. But they're gone now.
If I'll pull
It's
out
been a rough couple days.
Pull out the mirror that I have. And I'll turn around and I'll hold the mirror out. I don't see them in the mirror or anything, do I?
No.
Okay. Put the mirror away and...
Alright.
I don't think I sleep anymore that night.
Take a point of exhaustion.
Yes.
Alistine, do you sleep that night? There is a full moon, but you still have a point of exhaustion.
Slept the night before. No, I probably would not sleep.
Oh,
After
so she
that
would be
dream I
awake.
She would be awake. You only saw the eyes for maybe 20, 30 seconds, so would you have called out to her in that amount of time? Sorry, I should have asked.
Yeah,
It didn't occur to me.
I imagine that I would probably stay rather close to the rest of them. Alistine has proved herself fairly competent, and she's the only other woman with us, so I feel like I would stay probably fairly close to her, and I would point that out to her. Do you see that?
You do not.
It's the same eyes that been watching us. Do I know what color the eyes are or anything distinct about them? Do they look familiar to me?
Roll a history check, I guess. They're big yellow eyes.
Okay. Hey, look, a good one on an intelligence stat. 24.
They look an awful lot like the last pair of eyes you saw before you were petrified.
Okay. Yeah,
Alistine, you do not see them at all. And yeah, about when you point them out to her, you still see them at first. I don't know, Alistine, what you would say, but...
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
as
kind
soon
of
as she
forcing
says there's
myself to
nothing
like
there,
stay awake too because
Yeah.
I'm still pretty tired, but I'm like, I cannot sleep.
yeah, as soon as she says there's nothing there, that's when that's sort of broken.
keep an eye on what you choose to look at, because it can go very badly.
Will do.
Alright, yeah. Well, Alistine, you now have 2 points of exhaustion. Joy, you have 1 point of exhaustion. Bonaliam, on your watch, both of the women are still constant, just forcing themselves to stay awake, silently staring one in the general direction of the moon, which is slowly getting a little to see as light starts to peak up. The other staring at the fire.
I would not be looking at the fire anymore. I would be just, I guess, sitting just with my eyes closed, just meditating, I guess, listening for any sounds and stuff, but not looking. Definitely with my eyes closed.
Maybe eyes closed. You wouldn't have the mirror in your lap or something. Maybe.
I would have the mirror probably in my hand or something. Maybe.
Just wasn't sure. Yeah. That is the scene you wake up to.
What we doing?
Listening.
Having a slumber party.
I go rummage through my sack and pull out the music box. And go sit down. I wind it up. It's like hearing the slow crackle of the fire, and then I open the music box and just let it play.
You get a
It's
little.
real creepy.
You get a little bit of a smile out of you.
How loud is the music box?
I mean, if you've ever had like a little mechanical box, maybe you haven't because that's probably something that's more common around young girls. But it's like,
Which is silly. I want a cool music box.
I don't know if you ever had like a
Anyways.
snow globe or something, anything that winds up and then makes little chimes. It's not like a recorded thing. It is like
Yeah.
actual, like the
I
metal
mean, I know how they-
clinking together.
I know how they work.
So it's not. Yeah. Well, no, that's why well, you asked how loud they are. I'm trying to give you
Okay.
a perspective, and you looked at me like I was crazy. When I asked if you've ever seen one or experienced
Well, I mean, it's
one.
just so subjective the way
Yeah.
because I didn't grow up with it, but I've seen music boxes that weren't small, tiny trinkets.
This,
They were
I
like
mean, this to be clear was
instruments.
something he found in a trinket store. It is a small trinket.
Okay,
So it's not.
I wasn't aware there was
Yeah.
Trinket loudness.
that. Okay,
Trinket
It's
volume.
not very large. So it'd be I was going to then say so not particularly loud, but I was just trying to give some context.
Question is these nights that we've been up, has the star thing still been happening, or is it not the star thing still?
I don't know if you were ever aware of it yourself,
Yeah.
because you tend to take first watch, at which point there aren't a lot of stars visible yet anyway.
But I
because
also
there's
have been
still-
awake like all night. the
Yeah,
past
that's
couple
true.
nights.
So the first night you wouldn't have been. I mean, you'd have to roll me a perception check, I guess. Yeah, roll a perception check to see.
With disadvantage? Because I'm tired.
No, this would have been the first night that you stayed up all night.
Okay. $15.
Yeah, so in the direction of the fire, you would probably notice that there's less stars. If you're looking for it, that's less so the case tonight.
I'm probably more focused on the moon anyway, so I probably wouldn't care
Yeah.
about the stars.
All right.
Start singing my Vespers to the tune of the music box.
Okay.
I will hum along to the music box.
I'm almost trying to make it like a lullaby. Secretly.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Alstine is like angrily trying to keep herself awake, like grinding her teeth.
Oh no, the dentistry problems she will have.
Don't worry,
I'm
I'm
gonna wake up to
that too.
3 angry, awoke people.
Bonnie
what's
Liam
gonna
is
happen?
not particularly angry, I don't think.
No,
I'm not angry. I'm just concerned.
just 2 agitated people. Nice.
I'm jolly.
I mean, I think I've been exactly as concerned this whole time, so not particularly different, but a little tired. That's fair.
You wake up and see probably the most like tired you've seen Shui Yu. A very tired Alistine. And a chipper little Bonalium just humming along to a little lullaby music box song.
Oh, good morning, Tanai.
Good morning.
Nice to have
Why
friends.
is everyone away?
We're having a slumber party.
I don't know if you guys understand what a slumber party means.
An
Slumber.
anti-slumber party.
A slumber party is when everybody says they're gonna stay up all night and then doesn't.
Yeah.
We had
And
too
why
much
is the-
ham.
Oh no! Oh no! You can't bring that up here.
Sorry.
One time. I mean, now I have to explain, or we're just talking about ham for no reason.
I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah, just one time, when I was a young lass, I had a sleepover, and we all decided we would stay up all night, and one of the girls said that ham helped you stay awake, so we ate all of my mom's lunch meat ham.
Fun.
Except for one piece, and she used to get like the thin slice stuff too. So we left her one thin slice of ham for her sandwich the next day.
How did I never
did
hear
this-
about that?
Where
I
did
don't know.
conception of ham keeping you awake even come from?
We were
I
at third
don't
grade.
know.
It's
One
the
of
same
the girls
people.
said it, and that sounded like science.
It's the same people that believe there's only one type of scientist.
Ham scientists.
Did you stay up all night?
Scientist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
It
think I fell asleep around 7 a.m. or so. I know I fell asleep before a lot of people left, and then woke up and like everyone was gone. But I stayed up until it was light outside.
Just like Alistine.
We almost got, well, we did get in trouble with the apartment complex for being loud in the middle of the night because upstairs and we had downstairs neighbors.
What cool kids. Rebels.
Kids don't always understand
Rabble
consequences
rousers.
very well. But yeah.
Can I?
Adults don't always.
Yeah, that too.
Anyways.
Yeah,
turned-
morning, can I?
Canai's concerned at the group's tendency to stay up a lot recently.
So are
You
you?
see that?
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that was the funny. It's hard because Can I speaks in third person, so it's just like
Yeah.
Yep. Canai says that.
It's fine.
I start preparing breakfast and I make sure I include sliced ham.
We have ham.
No. I'll just sit there in silence for a while still.
Is okay. Canai's concerns are high now. So Canai will go to Alistine, and since she stays up the most often, apparently, is something keeping Alistine awake?
It's just the time of the month, you know.
I doesn't know what that means.
causes a lot of
Please don't-
insomnia.
The moon, the cycles, you know, there's a lot of things happening emotionally.
Canai doesn't know what this means. What is wrong with the time of the month?
I have a lot of concerns about safety around this time with the moon. I need to be awake to make sure nothing happens to anything.
Is the moon dangerous?
The moon makes dangerous things come out.
Does Canai have any inkling as to what she is referring to?
Roll. You can roll. Nature or insight for you, I would say.
Nature it is. That is a 19.
I mean, the thing that jumps to mind is lycanthropes would be their cycles are controlled by the cycle of the moon. I would say, you would have enough familiarity with that to... You would have a passing familiarity, at least.
Like those touched by the beast.
Like werewolves?
That is not the name I know them by, but sounds like it.
Basically what comes out when there's the full moon, so you'd be correct.
Does Alistine think werewolves are out and about in this area? And I have spent many nights in the forest, and it's a rare encounter indeed. Kenai has never actually seen one.
Well, you'd be lucky in that regard, because I have also spent many nights in the woods, and I have definitely seen and experienced what they can do, so I don't really want to see that again, and I don't want you guys to have to see any of that on any night. So I just need to be awake and make sure that nothing happens, nothing changes, that everything is fine with everybody all night.
But this surely is not good for Alistine.
I'll sleep soon once the moon has passed. I do this all the time, so don't worry. It's fine.
But Alistine, we can watch on nights of the full moon as well.
We can all keep an eye out.
It's not that I don't trust you, it's that I don't trust me. And I need to be awake to make sure that everything is fine.
The you that we trust.
Yeah. Can I trust you?
I think, yeah, we all have a lot of trust in you.
You barely even know me.
You're all I ever known. As I put my hands out to everyone. You are all I've ever known. Kenai's ever known.
There's a lot of things I can't see. The future and all of the above, but I think this is I have a lot of trust for you guys, and I don't think I need an explanation why. I think we already have a pretty good... I mean, how many times have we saved each other now? I think that's quite enough trust to go on.
Hey, Alistine. I put my hand on your shoulder. I hope you know, you can trust me. If you feel like, you ever go astray, I'll bop you good on the head, so,
Wait, what? Kenai's confused?
You can trust me. I'll make sure that everything's okay.
Why does this require bopping?
You veer off the path a little, and you just need a little, a gentle bop on the head.
Alistine does not veer off paths. Alistine creates paths.
I don't know, that's normal, isn't it?
Is this something they taught you in Save?
Okay, so it's not just Kenai. This is strange to civilized people as well.
This is not... Bonalium, that's not, the right way to handle that, right?
No, I know what Bonalium means. And Bonalium, I trust you. If you need to protect the group from whatever threat, I trust you to protect them. If I can't do that.
I just slug you in the shoulder a little bit.
I think me and Kanai like share a glance and then like
It takes time to build trust, Harold has told me.
All right. I was preparing for the, this nice, beautiful moment where you all trust each other, and I don't need a reason to know that they'll all be okay and all that. And then I was gonna make a joke about Tiamat swooping down and killing all of you, but Bon and Liam did better than I could have. So
don't worry,
I
I'll
love
kill
how
you.
in that moment, like, if anyone else had said that, or if nothing else in this episode had happened, that would have been just like a funny, like, oh yeah, I'll give you a good bop on the head. But because of everything, it's like, oh, wait.
That's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Not right.
All right.
I said I'd kill her. I just, give a good bopping.
Yeah, you guys have a good bopping of a day.
It's a bop.
Yeah, oh yeah, Simone gets back to you late afternoon.
Well, I assume I would summon her back, but yeah.
Yeah, but you summon her back late afternoon,
Yeah.
I should say. Yeah, because otherwise it would have taken much longer for her to get back to you. But yes. And she communicates to you that the fire does not seem to have spread outside of that initial area that it spread in the first day and a half.
Okay.
And yeah, there's still some gray smoke in the area, but the heat seems to be gone. These are the kind of ideas that you're getting from.
Okay.
So
It seems as though the fire is slowing down. I think that the towns are going to be safe here. We just hurt a small portion of the forest.
to be clear, still a good 6-mile radius.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
It seems that the
definitely
towns
could have been worse.
will be safe. Yes.
Can't believe you guys rolled so high 2 days in a row and then rolled rain. And then all the days since then that I've still been having you roll, but it didn't matter. Then you roll low.
I still have to roll. Does it not matter?
Speaking of which, Dreyu, it's your turn to roll.
Yay!
Roll me a d20, a d10, and a d8.
Vanessa's actually been rolling as to what encounter we'll get for the day. It's been unrelated to fire at all.
So 2 of the rolls have to do with the fire. 1 of them has the encounters of the day.
We're just encountering each other.
They
Yeah,
have
right.
all the ones that you guys are picking just happen to be
Okay, you said a D20,
This kind
a
of stuff.
D12,
D10.
no.
D10,
D20, D10, D8.
and a D8.
Or a D38. I will read it.
Getting that rap career up.
I mean, we gotta
And-
make the switch to scratch that
Wait, that's the
itch.
wrong one. I just rolled the wrong die, guys. I'm so good at this. There we go. Okay, which do you want first?
Roll all of them. Then probably get the right one. D20.
11.
Okay, D8.
4.
Alright, and D10.
9.
Alright. Yeah, you guys have... Oh, let's see. It is the night now. Oh. At some point this day, actually, sometime in the evening... I think that would have been the day before even. You realize that, you feel like you've been forgetting something, and you realize that while you've been on the road, you missed out on the spring holiday. That normally, Alistine, you probably, and Shui, you might not even know about. And also probably Kid-A at this point, but Bodilium! You're like, oh, normally at Save we would have had a big celebration. But, you know. Life is
DM, what's
different
the
now.
holiday?
Spring Day.
It's just called the spring holiday.
About springs.
Is it about what's the purpose of the holiday?
Celebrating springs.
Yeah, it's celebrating spring.
For clockworkers.
So, yeah, for,
Spring.
you know, in a year,
It's a really
in game time, so a decade from now, when we get back to this day in campaign, when we're all definitely still playing the same campaign, maybe you'll learn more about it. 'Cause maybe I'll remember to give it a name, since I definitely didn't just like realize that it wasn't going to come into play because you guys would be traveling and then forget to name it.
it's a really popular gnome holiday.
I just thought it was like it's a spring. It's a holiday celebrating spring. It's the spring holiday. You know,
New Year's.
Spring Day,
not-
you know.
Yeah, New Year's is just called New Year's.
Springs.
This is a spring
New
holiday.
Springs.
It's a spring holiday.
The spring solstice, maybe?
It would be an equinox.
Oh, yes, that's true.
That's how spring works. Yeah, it would be. That is where it lines up.
Spring
on the
equinox.
calendar.
It's the spring equinox.
Sorry, I'm not a scientist.
No, but that is a good. Like that is about where it lines up in the calendar, which is probably what would have inspired it, and that's why I put it there, because I did think about these things when I made this calendar, but I didn't give it a name because I'm a bad DM. That's the truth of it. I'm just a
And
bad DM.
there goes our last viewer. Well, we can wrap up, guys.
Yep.
Alright, bye,
Okay,
guys.
thank
Good
goodness
night.
we got rid of them.
Forever.
Now we can start the real stream.
The real stream after
I'm afraid
dark.
of what happens.
No, I don't want to know what the real stream is.
Is this
No,
the
we can
Goblin
start the
Factory?
real stream. It's just a video of like a creek.
That's not a real stream.
That's a
I
creek.
know
Come
that.
on.
As a scientist, I can tell you they're the same thing. A creek is a kind of stream. How a
Anyways,
square is a rectangle. I don't actually know if that's true.
Okay, so we
I
missed the
know that a
holiday
square is a
rant.
rectangle. That is true.
I'm pretty sure a stream is like any flowing body of water. Since
I think that's what
a
it is.
stream.
It's really
yeah,
important to know this right now, though.
I know. Well, we're fine. But yeah. So yeah, you realized actually that a day ago you didn't even think about it, but you missed the spring holiday. It used to be a big thing at Save, you know. But not anymore. They would use it for a lot of fundraising. They would invite wealthy people from around to come
Paladin
tour
School
the
would do
school.
fundraising.
Guys?
But yeah.
Hey guys,
yeah.
will you donate some money to me?
Bonalium has a
What?
Patreon.
What do you?
Patron.
Yeah,
Oh no,
Who
that's
does want
actually
that?
true.
I'm just feeling a little
What,
homesick.
What do you need it for?
I'll give it back. I just want to feel like.
You know what? No, I will. You can keep this, and I will give him a
shiny
very
copper piece.
No, it is a very, very old gold coin. You've probably never seen one that looks like that.
Can you do knowledge religion on this?
It wouldn't be religion.
Okay, I had to try.
Yeah, it's also like, I mean, it's old. It definitely looks different than what you're used to. It's not like completely foreign,
Yeah.
But it is, yeah, it's, you know.
Even though I'm not proficient, can I do knowledge history?
Yeah, you can try a history check on it.
This will go so good, guys.
18.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like an old coin. I don't know what you want from this.
I don't know.
It's probably at least a couple hundred
Really
years
old.
old. Which makes
Old as
sense.
balls.
Checks out with Shui Yu.
And we lost him.
I'm back.
He's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like delayed for me.
Thanks.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah,
It's real.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
It was
like
a chocolate
movie
coin.
classic bite test.
yeah.
It's really stale though.
Really stale.
You just
Like
bite
white
into a
film.
It's actually
coin
like
full
it's
of mold.
interesting because it was, you know, part of Shui Yu's possessions. It was also probably petrified, so you know it's been preserved very well.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Hey, can I? You want to play your viol?
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 Sure. Can I pull out the viol? And before he starts playing, he'll say, since we are going to meet Harold anyways, Can I would like you or the group to know this is Harold's viol.
That's very cool.
Harold lent it to Kenai, and as a promise that Kenai would come back to Harold someday and return it back. Harold will teach Kenai how to make the viol sing someday. And then Kenai will start aggressively fiddling it.
I will start aggressively
Roll a performance check.
Can you do it with advantage? Because I'm going to sing with you. Try to like
Roll with disadvantage.
No, you guys both roll separately then.
Okay.
You each roll a performance check.
Awesome.
I do give us both guidance though.
Awesome.
Okay. It's questionable on whether that would work, because I think you could only give it to one creature at a time. Actually, yeah, you can only give it to one creature at a time. So
Okay, it's
choose
mine.
one. Okay.
Me.
Did you roll already?
How important is this?
Did you roll already?
I already
Life or
rolled.
death.
I haven't rolled yet. Oh,
If
I
it's
just.
bad, we'll kill you.
Can I, if he doesn't
don't
tell
know.
us what he rolled, can I
It'd be
change
bad
it?
enough that you want to kill us.
I didn't look at what I rolled. I just dropped it with like.
You can,
Yeah, I already
you can
rolled.
use...
And I have
Yeah, I'm not going to use it. We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a mod 0.
Yikes.
Was that a nat 1?
So
Or
we
you just
do
have
kill
that low,
you.
It was a
modifier?
2 minus 2.
Nice.
Oof.
Nice.
And Kenai is dead because we murdered him for his horrible...
It wasn't a nat 1, so you don't break the instrument.
Fuck,
What
I
did
would
you
actually
get,
kill
Silva?
myself. If that's...
19.
Okay, no, not really.
Yeah, that would be a real rough few days for Kenai.
Oh, it would just break. No.
I feel so bad for poor Kenai. He's been going through a lot lately. To be fair, you all have, but like, oof.
Okay.
Bonaliam singing almost covers up the awful, truly terrible, just like mind. I don't want to say numbing, but like, I mean, yeah, there are chalkboards that exist in this world. There are also nails that exist in this world. You get the idea. Bonaliam just keeps singing louder and louder to try and cover it up, and sometimes it
There's
works.
birds
Bonaliam's
flying away in
singing
the
is pretty
forest.
good. Yep.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's like that scene in Shrek where Princess Fiona sings at a bird and then it explodes.
Yeah. But yeah,
every time that I go louder, he goes louder to match.
I mean, yeah, you camp for the night. There is no... The moon is no longer completely full.
I sleep.
Do you all sleep through the
Normal.
night?
Yo.
I returned the coin to Swayu.
I'm
You
definitely
can keep
making
that
sure
one.
Alistine is sleeping.
I want you to keep that one.
Okay.
Look at her.
Alistine,
Thanks,
you
Swayu.
can enjoy. You
I have
need
quite
to
a few of
remove
them.
1 level of exhaustion, so Alistine, you still have 1 level left. Yeah. The next day you get on the road and you travel, and at some point late in the day you see at the end of your rather harrowing journey you begin to approach the outskirts of Summerbend. It's
Look! It's Summerbend.
Summerbend.
Thank God.
It is a smallish village without much to note. Kanai leads you sort of towards a house near the outskirts of
Should
the
we
town.
should we just approach normally? Should we be cautious? Can I do a perception check? Are there people watching us?
You're not to the town yet.
Oh, okay.
All
Never
the
mind
way,
then.
like, so if you let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
Like
I just
so
didn't want, like,
Kanai
something
starts
to
leading
happen.
You. Yeah. No, that's fair. You guys are like near the edge of town.
Okay.
It's late. I mean, probably close to sunset. There may be like 1 or 2 townspeople milling about, but it's a fairly small village, so it's not like there's people at the edge of town staring at you or anything. There's no like wall or anything like that.
I just want to say, like, for record purposes, as we approach Summerbend, I do want to invoke both Fiendish Vigor and Gift of Alacrity.
Okay. Mark those spell slots. I guess Fiendish Vigor isn't, but a Gift of Alacrity is a slot. Let's see. But yeah, so I sort of imagined Kanai would probably lead you towards a house near the outskirts of town that is right up against the edge of the woods. But beyond that, can you give us a quick idea of, like, generally how, what Harold's house looks like and what you would do when you're leaving everyone up and all that? Anything you would say to them?
Anything that I would say to the others?
The group, yeah. Just,
Okay.
And then, an idea of what the house looks like, that kind of thing.
Sure. Harold's home, I guess by extension, somewhat also kind of Kanai's home, at least in the civilized world. Harold's home is like a small farmhouse built really for like 1 person. So at most, they'll probably like have maybe 2 rooms, and it's like surrounded by like small fields of like different like common crops of the area, whatever they may be. And as far as what Kanai would say to the group, Kanai would probably just be excitedly like describing Harold, I guess. Like, oh, we'll love Harold's company. Harold is so wise and so charming, and Harold is the best. Harold teaches Kanai about all the civilized world, and Kanai really wouldn't know what to do with and Kanai will kind of trail off, and he'll like touch the polished charcoals in his like sack, or like in his pocket, I guess. And he'll say, "Yeah, Harold is how Kanai was able to leave the forest and travel all the way to Lightwood and meet you people.
It's
So
a great deal to you.
I'm gonna put like a hand on his shoulder. He seems like a really good guy.
Harold is. Come, let's meet him.
Okay, you go.
Can I look around? Is there?
Knock on the door, or
There's nobody watching us, right?
there's. Make a perception check.
Well, I don't know.
What was it?
I don't see anybody. It's a 5 plus 4, so
Yeah.
9.
You don't see anyone around?
And I will walk up to the door, and he'll almost just like push it open, but then he'll stop, and he'll say, oh, "Harold always says knock," and Ken I will knock.
Do you then wait for Harold to open the door, or do you knock then?
No, Ken I will
I was
wait
just,
for a response.
Curious if that was the kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The door is opened by, pleasantly puzzled looking older gentleman whose face then lights up at the sight of Canai and says, "Well, look at you! I can't decide. Whatever." I kept going back and forth on whether, because it's a small village, he should just have a Lightwood accent.
Yeah. There,
Yeah, I feel like that's suitable,
That's the country bumpkin accent.
Well, the problem is it's just gonna happen whether I want it to or not, so I might as well get into it.
It's inevitable. Just do it.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, it certainly is wonderful to see you back here. No, that's not what it sounds like at all. Still, though.
Are you okay, Harold?
He's been replaced. Imposter.
So
He doesn't know what he sounds like.
Inside check.
Divine sense.
Yeah, is this
Divine sniffer.
Yeah, I think the words are just wrong. That's the problem. He looks you up and down and says, "You bring me back my instrument?"
I will take the viola out of his pack and hold it out, but then after he holds it out, he'll just kind of open his arms and embrace Harold.
Yeah, he'll push me. I'm just kidding. Give me a hug and come on in. I see you brought friends.
Yes,
No.
friends. Canai's made friends.
Well, I'm Harold. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm Joyeux.
Yes, this is Winter Woman, Shueyu. The tall horn,
Okay.
Bonalium. And this is the very cool Alistine.
Apparently.
When you talk about me, do I have a cool nickname like that too?
Yes, the old farmer, Harold.
Ah.
He's told us a lot about you.
He speaks very highly of you.
All praise.
Don't believe a word of it. Come on in. And he ushers you all in.
Please believe my words. Harold
Mind
is
if we
good.
leave our horses out here?
Oh, certainly. And he looks over and goes,
Don't bring them in.
Come on, jeez.
Poor. They look like they've had a bit of a rough time of it. Let's bring them around. He, probably has somewhere you can tie him up, and he gives them a little food and some TLC,
Apples?
Yeah, some apples.
Apples?
Harold, are there apples?
It's still probably not the right season.
They're magic.
It might be. It's spring. I don't know.
He's got applesauce.
Whatever. The point is, he brings you all into the house. The f***s are tended to. Well, it certainly is good to see you back here, Canai. What brought you back?
Well,
You got your business all taken care of?
maybe. Kenai found the group that did that act, but what brought Kenai back was Kenai feared for Harold's safety.
Well, it's at this point, actually, that... Oh gosh. I'm so mean. Do I bring too much dark stuff into the campaign? We'll find out.
Did we bring too much dark stuff? Because we brought a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I just felt like this is a very dark episode that I wasn't anticipating. Whatever it is, I mean, it's fine. It's not as bad as it sounds. But yeah, it's at this point, that you notice something in the far corner of the room, which you've seen it before, but at the time it never really caught your attention because it didn't have the significance to you then that it does now.
Oh no.
Which is
No.
a small shrine in the corner. I swear it's not as bad as it sounds.
Oh my god.
With 3 droplets in the shape of a triangle, which you now know to be the symbol of Tolona. Why would you be worried about me?
And I will stay silent for like a couple seconds.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, I mean, you guys would probably all notice this around now.
But
immediately... I had it as a teaser to end the session there.
Oh.
But I think we could... it's a little early, so we'll go a little bit longer.
Such a good ending, though.
I know, I'm very torn.
I can keep going.
Keep going. Let's put it to an anonymous to you guys vote. Everyone close your eyes.
I bet this is so exciting for the stream.
They all get to know how you're voting. If you want to...
If we record this and put it on YouTube, we'll all know it.
I know, but it's
honor
okay.
Honor system.
Don't worry, I won't put it on YouTube. But I will know.
No, put it on YouTube. It's good.
Okay.
Do you want to end it right here at this good cliffhanger? Raise your hand. Okay. If you want to keep going, raise your hand. You can't vote for 2, Saba! I will call you out for that. Okay, we're gonna keep going.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's the only way your vote is no longer anonymous. If you try and cheat.
I thought about not voting at all.
I mean, like...
To be fair, he just kept going like this the whole time. Right, like, that's where I'm at of, like, Yeah, alright, so yeah, you guys all notice this now, too.
Okay. I guess I will actually wait to make an insight check until we talk to him a little bit.
Alright, sorry, Harold, what did Harold say?
I said, why would you be worried about me?
Kenai has seen a lot of the world, and Kenai just got worried. It's been how many weeks? I don't know. Does Kenai know how long he's been gone?
It's probably been
or 10 days, I should say.
3 to 4, 10 days. Probably like 3.5 to 4. I would guess. I'm not positive on that math.
Kenai's been gone a long time. And Kenai just was worried. You know, Kenai has fought dead things, large insects, angry people, rugs, And just can I? What is word? Got paranoid? Paranoid? Was paranoid for Harold's safety.
Roll a deception check.
Oh. That is a -1.
Oh no.
And that one
Okay.
for the natural.
It was a natural one, and then.
Turns out Ken is not good at lying, guys.
Yeah.
Shocker.
He's just like, well, gosh. I don't
Turns
know.
out, like, I know this isn't how statistics works, but maybe Kanai's not good at rolling?
Right?
Kanai is very good at killing things, whether he means to or not.
I killed us just now.
Once
Harold sheds his skin and turns into a demon.
Harold looks
Harold is Tuna.
concerned.
I turn around and I
little
say-
hurt, maybe?
I say,
Are you keeping something from me, Kanai?
I place my hand on Kenai's shoulder and like, listen, we're all right here. If something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen. And I turned to him like, we were threatened that if we spoke about things that were going wrong, that our loved ones would be in danger. And they mentioned you specifically. Apparently, they knew.
I would like to stop on Liam from saying that, if possible. If he can
What
predict.
does Kanai do to stop Bonalium?
Kind of like a harsh look over the shoulder, like a, not like a glare, but like a.
I think that'll stop him.
Yeah, have you met Bonalium? Bonalium, does that stop you?
No.
Okay,
I am actively trying to deceive Harold, though. Say, I'm not mentioning who put it.
You haven't said anything that's not true. So you're
I'm
not
trying-
deceiving him.
I'm trying to persuade him to like not be suspicious of Kanai.
Kanai doesn't
That's
want
nice.
Bonalium to know that.
It's a little it's a little late for that. Does Kanai do anything else to stop Bonalium from finishing that sentence? Or
If it seems like, well, because Kanai know that Bonalium is going to keep going?
is Bonalium going to keep going?
Probably.
Was that the end of the sentence?
Which is fine.
Hold on, I have to remember what I was saying.
You said, and they threatened our loved ones and said and gave your name specifically.
They, we were taking care of some bandits when we were working in Aramis.
So stop. Let Kanai do whatever he's gonna do.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm trying. Yeah. My first attempt to try to stop Bonalium was before he mentioned the implication with Harold to begin with.
So that didn't work.
Okay.
But then he keeps going.
But he gets it out though that he mentions that your name was implicated. Did that?
Yeah, that's probably that gets out because you attempt to stop him with a glare. Probably halfway through that sentence, or like probably because he didn't talk for that long, and once you realize like they threatened our loved ones is I imagine when the glare happens, and by the time he processes that and you realize he's not stopping, he's already said and mentioned your name specifically, at which point you can try to do something else, or you can not try and interfere beyond that.
If
I mean,
Bonalium
we gotta go quickly here. This is what you get, in the moment. So
I know. I'm just trying to decide what can I do.
For sure. No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm trying to balance the, being in character without overthinking it.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm trying to just kind of word it, and like how. So, if Bonalium manages to get it out, which he does, then Kenai would probably just let him go, and like look defeated, I guess. Not defeated, but disappointed at the result of how things are playing out.
Mm-hmm.
But
so finally,
he'll let Donalyn
keep
finish.
on talking your little heart out.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm just gonna cast Mage Hand, just so that I have that in case something happens.
Without verbal or somatic.
Yes.
Okay.
We think that there was diviners in the bandit group that we were trying to take out, and that's probably how they were ransacking the city.
It sounds like you got mixed up in something. Who'd you get mixed up with?
That's the problem, is that we don't know yet. So Kenai thought that the best course of action, since we were going up against diviners, were to try to protect someone that we knew the location of, which was you.
If you don't know them, how did they tell you my name?
Note. They broke into our inn one night. More
Can I
likely,
roll?
and I was the
Okay, now you can roll perception.
18.
All right. Well, I don't exactly know what you propose to do. Here to be my bodyguards?
Kenai was very cared about you a lot and want to make sure that you're safe.
I can't help but feel like you guys are still keeping something from me.
And I can't
Honestly,
help but feel that Harold is also keeping something from us.
Are you
What do you mean?
a follower of Talona? I see your shrine over there.
Oh, I mean, not like she's my favorite. Is that what this weirdness is all about?
Harold, Kenai has experienced quite a lot since leaving Summerbound. One of those things is that the civilized world is not honest. Kenai has met very few honest people, and many of those people stand among me now as I've come back to you. And many of the ones who have harmed Kenai all followed that deity, and Kenai will point to the shrine.
Oh, this is... I see how this must look not great at the moment. I don't know what you've been through. This is... Well... I mean, it's kind of a story. You all can sit down if you want. Kind of motions. He sits down.
Kenai will remain standing.
All right.
If Kenai's gonna stay standing, I will, I suppose.
Okay.
Stand with him.
Very alert.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of on edge at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I probably told you a little about my son when you were here before, but I mean, you all wouldn't know that I've got a son, but it's funny, he actually reminds me, well, you remind me of him a lot. I think that's probably part of why I took such a liking to you, but see, when he was a kid, he got real sick for a while, and you know, that's sort of Talona's whole purview, so I made a deal to save his life. That's sort of the end of it. It's not like she's my best buddy.
Where's the son?
What was the deal?
I never met him.
Oh, he's off adventuring now. He sends money now and then, but and you, like, he had probably mentioned his son to you offhandedly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not the first you are ever hearing about Harold's son. He just mentioned, he was off adventuring. He was an adventurer, so
And what was this deal that you made?
I mean, Talona requires a sacrifice, usually, so I made a bit of a sacrifice in her honor, and
what did Harold give?
She cured my son.
What did Harold sacrifice?
A little personal, I don't. Is that what it's gonna take for you to trust me?
Harold and Kenai have known each other for a long time now. Does Harold not wish to say these words in front of Kenai's friends?
No, it's all vanity at this point. I don't know. I just he rolls up his sleeves and further up his arms. You will see that he has long, like, branching scars in his skin, almost as though he was, like, eaten away at by something. She took a little bit of life from me and gave a little bit of it back to him. Believe it or not, I'm not as much older than you all than you might think. I'm certainly older, but well, I wouldn't give her my ability to play the viol, but I've never really been able to recapture the same magic to it that I used to have. It just doesn't have the same. I don't have the same strength or nimbleness to my fingers to inspire with my music anymore. But it was to save his life, and that was the bargain we made, and then I was done with it. I mean, certainly she's not a particularly savory deity, but...
Can I insight now to get an idea of how truthful he's being and that he is definitely done with it?
By all means.
I'm going to use my portent.
If any of the rest of you would like to roll insight, you may as well.
Which is a 20.
How do you feel about this?
Plus 4 on insight. What's my insight? No, plus 2, so 22.
Okay.
I also got a 20 plus 4.
Ooh, nice. 24.
Okay.
13.
What was that, Alistine?
13.
13.
Oh, I thought she said dang. Like, dang.
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 11.
Yeah, he seems very sincere. He felt it was his only choice to
I'll
save
drop
his son's life.
my guard and drop Mage Hand.
So, Harold.
But yeah, it's not, I mean, there are evil forces in the world, and they have power, and sometimes you gotta make deals with them to get what you need.
Why not call upon a deity of good?
I mean, you can ask a lot of who's and whys, and, hindsight is what it is, but this
That's
was the
fair, I
option that was
suppose.
provided to me at the time.
But it didn't stop there. Right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you still have her shrine.
It's a reminder, price I paid. You want me to go toss it, I will, although, well, I don't know about that. I
Right, that's what I'm
worry
saying.
a little bit what might happen to him.
Exactly.
Can I...
There.
I did a book report on her at one point, and
Can I has a
You have just
recently...
lost all credibility.
book reports.
Can I is trying to get words out.
Can I has learned recently that things are not so clear in the world. Kenai has found that even Kenai makes mistakes, and that life and death are not matters to be controlled by any sort of deity or by us.
No.
And Kenai will like walk up to Harold and kind of drop his staff to the side and embrace Harold once again. And he'll say, but Harold is still one of Kenai's dearest, and so Kenai will protect Harold as best he can.
Harold will embrace you back and say, well, I appreciate that, can I? It's a little tear kind of rolling down his face. That means a lot to me, you haven't really been gone that long, but you sure do seem a lot older yourself.
Kenai has experienced quite a lot, but Kenai does think this dark power needs to leave Harold's household immediately.
And I think that is actually where we will end tonight's session.
Okay.
I just didn't have the heart to end on Kenai thinking that Harold was also evil.
I thought you were gonna say he had like a green robe in the corner or something.
Right?
No!
He sheds his skin and becomes a warlock.
I wrote this part so long before any of the other stuff happened, and then it took us so much longer to get to it than I thought, and I was like not expecting things to get so dark. I thought that was gonna be the big dark twist thing, and then it was gonna be yeah.
So light.
Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. We will have some sort of one-off next week for you all, because sadly we have our...
Kenai will be dead next week.
Yay!
Harold killed him. The
Right.
end.
Harold takes a knife and stabs
him
Harold.
in the back. Got you!
Says the Lannister sent. I mean, Helena sends her regards.
Yep. Alright, in 2 weeks we will come back and we will get to spend some time with Harold. Alright, but yeah, thanks for watching. I think that's all. Have a good
Think so.
night.
Bye, guys.
Don't you forget about us.